Good evening. Hi, how is everybody? Phew. I called this this stream Hard Day's Night. As you no doubt were aware, I wasn't around last night. We had some friends over, friends of ours that we have gone cruises with, one of which, as you probably may or may not remember, lost one of our dear friends, a lady at 60 years old, and her husband was one of the guests for last night. So you can imagine it was a pretty interesting night. I cooked, as always, come to think of it. I'm always cooking. But I think I got to bed at about 1:45 this morning. Uh, to put it mildly, today is a bit of a quiet day. Oh my lord. Let me get myself comfortable. Yes, it's been, excuse me, I think somebody spiked my 15th pint. Oh dear. You would have thought by my age now, I would have learned better. No, 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 no. You get to that point, don't you, when one more, just one more, does the damage. And I ignored it, and off I went. And now I'm paying for it. I have to be honest with you, say I feel a lot better this afternoon or this evening than I did at, well, I don't know what time it was this morning. Um, Suffice to say that I missed several phone calls. Anyway, that's by the by. Why not? I only live once. So, what have I been up to all this week? Well, to be honest with you, well, as you all know, it's either been cold, wet, rainy, or all three. I think I saw the sunshine once. Um, and it's not really conducive to want to go out in a relatively cold workshop, garage, call it what you wish. And I thought, no, I'm not going to bother too much. Been waiting for a carburetor for this blower, for this chap. Turned up, would you believe, eventually on, was it yesterday morning or Friday morning? No, Friday it was. It looks like it's the right one. I must admit, went into the garage and the workshop, thought I'd put that on there, and I sat down there with it. And I didn't have my phone with all the photographs I take. I've learned my lesson now about which pipe goes on where. So I thought, nah, I'll leave it, and I walked away. But that will be done tomorrow. I hope to get it going, get it running. The debacle of my Stihl 180 with a new piston fitted it, which won't turn over. That was a job I was planning to do today. Obviously, it didn't happen, and just as well because my camera was flat, and I wanted to film it just to show what I was going to attempt to do. So I put the camera on charge. That's now fully charged. Hopefully, I'll feel a bit more like doing it tomorrow. The rest of the week, obviously, been working. What else? I'm just trying to think. Oh, yeah, good news. Our local pub, which I think I might have told you a while ago, was closed. We lost our pub, one of the many hundreds, I guess, over the country. But as far as we knew, it was going to get sold and developed and one thing and another. Anyway, on Facebook today, the good news is somebody's taken on as a pub. So hopefully, we might still this Christmas lunchtime meet up with all our friends for an hour, like we used to always do traditionally, and have a pint for Christmas and wish everybody happy Christmas and all that nonsense. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's some good news. Thank goodness is what we need. And I think Boris is about to go on TV about this time. I think making an announcement about we're going up to level 4. Oh, I don't know. Just let us get on with it for goodness sake. But and there's that. And of course, the other major thing that's happened today was the Grand Prix. Now I'm one of Lewis Hamilton's not his greatest fan, but my preference is for him over Verstappen. Just my personal thing. That's all. And during the race, it became evident, certainly towards the end of the race, he was going to win. He was going to win fair and square. Probably a better car, certainly as good, if not a better driver, certainly more experienced. And it was well under control. And I think at that time, Red Bull themselves admitted that they were going to lose, apart from a miracle. Well, surprise, surprise, a miracle happened. Unfortunately, I forgot the driver's name, had a bit of a, well, he kissed the wall heavily. Oh, dear Lord. Amazing these guys never get hurt, you know. Anyway, it brought out the safety car. And whilst we thought, or whilst I thought, and everybody else that was watching thought that there was still a good chance because there was back markers between Hamilton and Verstappen, and they were told not to go past as part of the rules. We thought, well, you know, he's still in with a chance. And then suddenly they changed the rules, and this will be a talking point for the rest of the year, I'm sure. And well, no doubt you all know the story. Hamilton's tyres were old, Verstappen's were new, and he went past and won. And there's been all sorts of appeals and stuff, but as far as I'm aware now, it's set in stone. Would you believe even my missus, who's not into Formula One, she watched that final few laps, and especially the last one, and I was shouting at the telly, as you do. Don't know why, because nobody can ever hear you. And when obviously it all turned out as it did, she was actually in tears. She felt so sorry for Hamilton, who obviously had had the title taken from him, put it that way, in my opinion. Anyway, the world won't stop spinning, that's for a fact. Thank goodness. So let's see. I mean, we've got, where are we? What, good grief, there's 26 people watching here. Good evening, everybody, again. Who's actually turning? Never look on the comments and see who's doing what, where, and whenever. So, Edward Thomas, good to see you, mate. You're saying hello to everybody. Ken Small Engines. Hello, Ken. I've sat and watched a couple of your recent streams. Not had a chance, for whatever reason, to join in. But it's good to see you, mate. Sparky's around. Hello, Sparks. As always, you support everybody. A good man. Project Man, good evening, Project Man. Hello, Luke. How are you, mate? So Ken's saying hello to everybody else. Dick Small Engines. Good evening, Dick Small Engines. How are you? Where are we? I'm here, mate. I am here. I had a few problems getting it to set up again tonight, but without Mick's help, I did it. Nothing to do with a slight headache. Edward Burke. Hello, Top Conquer. Hello, Edward. How are you, mate? I'm extremely average at the moment. I think it's probably the best way of putting it. The Lawnmower Lady. Hello, gent. She said, Stella. Good evening, Stella. Lovely to see you. Thank you, by the way, for your sticker. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate that. Everybody's saying hello to everybody else. Hello, hello, hello. I'm at work. I'll be listening mostly. Well, Stella, if you do get a chance to pop in, be lovely to see you, my dear. Project Man saying hello to Lawnmower Lady. Lawnmower Lady saying hello to everybody else. Oh, Ash is here. Hello, AJ Gardens. Ash, how are you, mate? Good to see you, as always. Vince Price, VLMS. I wonder what VLMS is. Perhaps Vince will let us know. Or unless somebody else knows. Mark Wiley's here. Good evening, Mark. How are you? Good evening, Conquering all the gang. AJ saying hello to people. Scotty Daniels. Good evening, Scotty. How are you? Everybody's saying that. Hello, gang. Don't forget your thumbs up. Thank you very much, Vince, for your suggestion. We're just going down through here now. I think I've caught up with everybody. That's Mick. That's Mick, I promise you. There it is. Yeah. Mick's Mowers, would you believe? Oh, I don't know. Oh, perhaps it wasn't actually. A different phone number. Oops. That could be the plumber. John Clem, hello. How are you, mate? Hello, hello, hello. I think I've got everybody now, have I? That's in the comments. Oh, Mowers and Blowers, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Yeah, that's Mick. Yeah. I'm not going to answer. I should remember to put it on silent tonight. Dirt Rider, hello, Dirt Rider. How are you, mate? John T. Good evening, John T. Hi, how are you? Good to see you, mate. Ken Swallow just saying hello to everybody else. Dirt Rider, I think. Hello, Mrs. P. Hello, Sue. How are you, lovey? Thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure. John Clem, Mrs. P. Yes. Where are we? Right, I think I've got everybody. Mrs. P is saying hello to everybody else. John Clem, love the Santa and Rider vid. Yeah, you're right, mate. Absolutely right. More watching you than Boris. Well, there's 32 in the house. Well, I won't be telling you about COVID, what you can and can't do. I'll tell you that much. God, dear, oh dear. Apparently, someone said they're not going to announce any more changes. Yeah, it's a bit like priming, isn't it? You know, you hit it a few times before you want it to start. Just quietly let stuff in, I know. Henry, good evening, Henry. How are you, mate? I haven't had a chance to speak to you for a while. I'm project manager. Yeah. So I've caught up with everybody. Oh, Mick's had. Hi, Mick. Just shining. Oh, there. Don't rise. Hello, Henry. There we are. We've caught up with everybody. And apparently, Mrs. P is shining Mick's Christmas balls. Oh, dear, oh, Lord. Yeah, I did have a chat with Mick actually this morning. He was it this morning? No, this afternoon, I think it was, just before the before the race. I picked up the phone. He said, "God, you don't sound very good." Little do you know, I could barely string two words together and breathe at the same time. Called multitasking. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, there we are. That's me up to date. I don't think I've missed anything. We haven't done anything else, have we? No, that's about it. No, that's it. So let's see who would like to come down and have a chat to this silly old fool, which is me. If I sling out the link, there it is. Link is now gone. So if anybody would like to come along and say hello, you'd be more than welcome, as always. Have a chat. If you want to talk about the motor race, I'm quite happy about that. And maybe I will. What I have proved, by the way, is if I take, you know, I'm talking about this. Where are we? See, sticks. But if I lift it up slightly, it will still stick. So it's obviously to do with the bottom of that piston. Sparks, just give us a wave, mate. Oh no. Good evening, mate. How are you? Nice to see you.
Yeah, well, we've just been told by Boris we're locked down for 21 weeks and we've got no Christmas.
Right, he's gone. Vince, good to see you, mate. How are you?
Hey, you've got on. I was watching your video about the trimmer.
I'm going to wind you up tonight like you wind everybody else up, you know what I mean?
There we go. And there's Henry. Henry. Yeah. So, Vince, welcome, mate. First time, I think, on my stream, isn't it? I believe it is.
Yeah, I can't believe I've never subscribed to your channel. And all the time Mick's been on about it. I'm sure I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed to that many. You can't keep up with them.
No, you have a special list, you see. The top A listers at the top, like Conker, like Ken, and then you got the bottom list, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, this is certainly not an A list. This is a limp along list for me tonight, at least.
Well, we're looking at the age grouping on it, the OAP group, isn't it?
Definitely, I feel like OAP tonight.
Yeah. Ken, good evening, mate. Nice to see you as well.
Talking about OAP, how are you, Ken?
Videos today, Conker, about the strimmer.
Okay,
the Takumish one you were doing.
Yeah.
The only observation I made, and it wasn't a put down. It was you see more of the handle than you do actually doing of the job on the that was sticking at side. I thought, if you just moved
good
it around,
evening, Miss P. Sorry, good evening, Miss P.
Look at my ugly mug, Vince. Well,
I don't make videos.
Say, how is Rudolph's nose, by the way? Is Rudolph's nose shiny yet? I know his head is.
Well, I have worked out, by the way, guys, and I know that I'm telling everybody that already knows this. I've linked my laptop, not my laptop, what do you call these things?
Yeah, tablet.
My tablet, whatever it's called. I can link that to my camera so I can see what's been recorded.
Yeah.
which before I couldn't do. I thought it was quite clever of me doing that. So I'm going to have a go with that tomorrow. And then I was going to use my remote that I've never worked out to use anyway.
I
Did you
can-
do all
I
that
can-
with that mixed help?
Sorry,
Did you do that on your own with that mixed help?
I did. Yeah.
Well
Yeah,
done.
There's 2
One of
hours.
the
On,
ultimate
2 hours on
elements
Google
you
mate,
can
to find out how to do it.
My office is open tomorrow if you need a hand.
They may well be giving you a call there, Sparks. You never know.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Henry, what have you been up to, mate?
I can't believe these videos.
Yeah, yeah. What have you been up to, Henry?
230 pounds, I think.
Hey, he answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair news. Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, what have you been up to? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
14 stones.
14
What's that,
stone.
plate of food? You mean plates of food, you more like?
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. I'd be happy if I was 14 stones. I'll be honest with you.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, not much. Just, playing around the garage, cleaning up. There's John.
Hello. How you doing, mate?
How you
Tell
doing?
you,
John?
you tell your little boy to stop that timeout stuff.
I just
Yeah.
honestly, God, I just think your voice is brilliant.
I want him to do some radio jingles for me. I want him to do the radio
Yeah.
jingles. I need him to come into my Zoom to do a radio jingle for Christmas. I think it'd be brilliant, that.
Absolutely right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely right.
Are you sure about that now?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely. Ho, 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 and all that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
never been a voiceover guy for these
I haven't.
shows? You'd make a
Actually,
million.
you know what I'd like to hear John say? You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I just want to hear him say that.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
There you go.
Yeah, see what I mean? Yeah.
But
Oh,
Your
I
wish list.
John, to be honest with you, I think you must have a brilliant bass voice.
Yeah. Well, you should have been on Rob's stream. They had their punching bag
yeah, they did,
gloves
didn't
on.
they?
Really, I missed that.
Oh,
So,
you
like I
missed-
said, I've been a bit slow today, to be fair.
Yeah.
Guys. Yeah, as I said, somebody spiked my 15th pint last night.
Mhm.
I was looking at the chats earlier. Stella went 15 points. I went, yeah, he's had a slow day that day.
Yeah. Well, it started off with gin and tonics, then champagne, red wine, white wine.
What time did
and,
the party end, Phil?
Oh, and port. We finished off with port. Oh, and beer.
Do you remember what time the party ended?
Apparently, I got sent to bed at 1:45 this morning.
whoa.
Mm.
Mrs. H stayed up, clearing up and stuff. But I must admit, she left me to do all the glasses because I always clean the glasses because you can't be trusted because you'll always drop them and break them. But I think I finally got round to doing them about 1
Use the ground by some more.
o'clock.
Phil, it looks like your buddy Hamilton got the win, huh?
No, he didn't get the win, did
Oh,
he?
look at what Mick just posted.
What is this to?
It's breaking news at the moment.
Sounds like he did.
Well, that's different than what I was on the news I saw.
Well, yeah, but what you news you were watching, what I would listen to, may be different.
It was on the news channel that was it saving in first place on the BBC News. It said that Red Bull being told that the result stands. Oh, do you want to look that one up for us, Sparks, a minute? Oh,
I'm doing it as I speak.
yeah, if it's true, then it's the right fair thing to have done. I
All
don't
they've
think
said is Top Conker's not an A-lister. He just needs a rubber duck instead.
No, I don't mind not being invited. I must admit, I stand in awe of some of the guys that are on that.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
You know, here's me fanning around with a piston. That's and
All I want to do, right, is I want to be recognised on a little plaque. This guy helped so many people. Why did he bury him with his ass up? You know what I mean?
yeah, well, yeah,
So we can part fight.
Absolutely.
So, Phil, you get that thing fixed or what? Did you get the knocking problem solved?
it's still here, Henry. Well,
I was going to ask you, Conker, have you got a lathe? Do
yes, sir.
you know that where you say it's knocking? You've got to take it down a bit. You're going to do it on the lathe, not
No,
nibble
I
it
just
out.
it's on the bottom of the land. I'll show you. It's on.
Yeah, see,
where
You'd
are
have
we?
to use a boring bar.
Zoom in. You can use a cutting, an
It's
internal
just going
cutting.
to take the skirt down a little bit on the piston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're used to taking the skirts down, aren't you? When you don't tip the waitress.
Whoa, we're in early. We're in early. Gloves are off.
And what I have also noticed, Ken, I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can see it here.
Zoom in. We'll have a look.
Hang on a minute. Let me just hang on a second. Just do this a minute. Here we go. If you have a look, it's difficult to do that. Yeah. This
Yeah,
piece
just see.
here, it's clashing there.
There is no news, by the way, Conquer, at the moment on the thing. It's not been updated yet.
So there we go.
So if you can nibble a bit off the top of that as you're going
Yeah,
along,
that's what. Yeah, I mean, it's only
better,
just
it's you're better
clash.
off with the lathe because you can get an even finish.
Yeah, but I mean, no, there's no way I can get in there with
The
that
chuck
spinning
piece,
around because it's not square.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't get in there. No, I wouldn't be able to get in there.
Is there someone in your basement?
Even with a mill, it'd be a problem. I'm just going to do it freehand.
Just got to nibble it, yeah.
Yeah, nice and quiet. I'll be fine. I'll
Make
do
sure
it
you keep your vernier at hand. Make sure you don't want to be like a lot of the chaps have been saying, overweighted on one side.
well,
Like
yeah, but
Ken
what
said,
I'm
it
taking
doesn't-
off is minimal.
Like Ken said, it doesn't matter. A couple thousandths,
Yeah.
No, exactly. I mean, I've used nearly a whole tin of engineer's glue trying to find where the clash
But
was.
I think Ken said the same thing. I was thinking about the heat expansion.
Yeah, you got to allow a little bit for
Yeah.
thermal expansion.
Yeah. So you need, if you're going to take a mill off,
Yeah. But Kyle,
Well,
if you
you
get that
need to-
set up so you can put it on a piece of emery and just do a figure
Yeah.
eight with it, and
Oh,
take
yeah.
even off of both sides,
I think, Mikey, why does it always get complicated? I don't know, mate. Probably because I take on jobs that really shouldn't be taken on, should just leave well alone. Of course, to compound it, I've ordered a new compression tester, the Stens. Is it the Stens compression tester? That turned up yesterday
Yeah, I understand.
from Canada, all the way from Canada, and the glass is cracked
Oh,
all the way. Yeah, so I've emailed them, but it's not really going to affect the use of it.
no.
No, but they should send you another one.
Well, I hope so. I've emailed them that they won't see that until tomorrow. But I said, look, I need a replacement. But life is never straightforward, as they say.
They might turn around and say, "You keep that one, we'll send you another one out."
Yeah, usually that's what they do.
Well, I hope
They
so.
don't
'Cause
in the UK. They sometimes ask for them back.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're
Is
welcome to have it back because I don't. Well, I spent good money on it.
Mm.
I spent 140 Canadian, I think, Henry.
Wow.
My course for the GB pound, it worked out delivered £79.
Yeah,
Blimey.
the Stens compression tester, my dealer gets about $80 for one. They're not cheap. But
Yeah.
they've got the nice small hose, so you get a pretty good reading.
Yeah, that's right. I think the only thing I can see with that, Ken, is getting it to some machines. You might have trouble getting it in far enough there.
Yeah, it's got the Schrader valve on the end, so you get a true reading.
Yeah. Oh, William's here. Good evening, William. How are you, mate? Yeah.
I don't mind dropping. You know what I mean? I'm used to it.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. There's nobody in the basement. You're
That's
fine.
cool.
You're fine. But there. So yeah, I know Mick phoned me up as well after the race. He agreed with me. It was a bad decision. And I
Well,
wouldn't
I thought it was a bad decision
be
because
fired the guy
they're
now.
changing the rules willy nilly as they were going
Well,
along.
what they say, it happened on the last lap or something?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, he had the race won. He was that far ahead, and running out of laps for Verstappen to catch him up. And then there was some guy crashed, and they had to bring out the safety
The
car.
Williams car crashed into the barrier, and then they brought out the safety car, and everybody started stacking up behind.
Yeah.
But instead of having the lead cars go front first, there was just letting anybody through, basically.
Well, the rule book says that they have to let the back markers, not the back markers, the
Back markers have to move out the way to let the front runners through.
but they only let, and there was 5 of them between Hamilton and Verstappen, and they said, no, you must stay there. And then literally within 30 seconds later, they changed their minds.
Oh,
Let the guys go off, which put
Yeah,
Verstappen
that time we closed the gap.
and he was on brand new tires. And there's no way Hamilton would have stay in front. But I think it's going to be discussion for a good many weeks. If you're into Grand Prix, of course. I mean, I enjoy it, but I must admit I ended up shouting at the telly. Not that made a blind bit of difference, to be honest with you. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So let's go for it then, guys. What have we all been up to during the week? Vince, you've been busy?
Well, I had a young lady over the road whose daughter's autistic, and my son and her son get on quite well. And she's always had this little kitchen she's had, and it got broken by some means. And she was crying her eyes out. And Mum said, "No, we're getting a new one for Christmas." And I said, "No, I want this kitchen. I want this kitchen." So I said to him, "When she goes to bed tonight, we'll sneak it out over to my garage. We'll fix it." So that's what I've been doing.
Oh, wow. So what was it you broke? Sorry, I missed that.
Like little wooden play kitchen things like that.
Didn't play kitchens, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know.
It was an expensive one when I bought it. It went one of these, like,
Yeah.
But it was really, like I think it was American, but made wood. So
Well, it's good for you. Good of you to do it, mate.
you'll be happy with that. There'll be photos on Facebook tomorrow saying how well we did with it and all that. So, but
Well, that's good
I've
news.
got 3 autistic children. I know, just replacing something isn't the same thing as just, having the thing you're used to. You know the texture, you know how it heals, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just love it.
Oh, that's kind of you to do it anyway, Vince. Very kind of you. Sparks, have you been up to anything, mate, or have you had a quiet time?
Well, I've been a YouTube slut all weekend, mostly on radio for 3 hours, 4 hours, and just cooking food and helping Rob Small Engines to do his little things, what he needs to do on YouTube. That's about it, really.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Ash won that thing today. Ash won his competition today.
What time? What time does Rob Small Engines go out? Because I keep missing it for some reason.
Well, he goes live 24 hours a day because we don't know when he's going live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I thought he was trying. Didn't he not supposed to have gone on yesterday for a giveaway?
Yeah, but he fancies going to the strippergram instead. You know what I mean?
No
Sparky,
competition,
back it up.
Sit down here and look at 10 old chaps' faces, or you can go to a strippogram. Oh, I wonder which one I'm going to.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean?
What about yourself, John? I mean, what do you get up to during the day?
Well, it seems like just lately it's been YouTube. Every time I think I'm going to get out and do something, somebody an alert pops up about somebody's live or somebody posted this video, and I'm like, oh, gotta go watch it. But I did. My wife did buy one of those beds that has the 2 sides that go up and down. The feet go up and down. You can.
Yeah,
it's got the memory mattress and all that, and we put that together this week. And I got to find the right spot for that bed. It just my back doesn't like it so far.
Yeah. The problem is sometimes go like that, or sometimes go over like that. It's the slats on them. You have to make sure they're in the right place because we've got rid of ours last time.
Yeah, I had a numbers bed and I got rid of it too.
All right. I guess then.
Now y'all tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if you do suffer with a bad back, I do know the feeling, John. It's.
I've had a bad back for all my life, so I'm all right.
Well, I've got half a spine made.
Yeah.
We were going to
myeloma, which is a bone cancer, and I have to operate on my spine.
You got to be faster, John.
Rob, about that much between your shoulder blades. Get it in. Come on.
Yeah. But when you've got spina bifida like I have, you've got to be careful. Like that, you're in pain 24/7, so you take as much painkillers in the daytime, and you enjoy life with caffeine.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do.
Okay, John, your turn. Go for it, John.
I was just going to say that we were going to a Christmas party last night, and I was getting ready about 5:30 or so. And of all things, I was shaving, and I leaned over into the sink to clean the razor out, and my back popped in my low back, and it's been screwed up ever since.
Yeah.
So she went to the Christmas party. I stayed home.
Right.
And self-medicated with some drink.
You do need to do that. You know what I mean? You have to do that. You have to.
Almost, Sparky. Almost. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
You need a bit
I
more.
can do
You
it
need a
like
bit
that if I
more
really
travel
wanted
in
to.
that
You know what I mean?
morning.
How about
But,
you, Ken? What have you been up to, mate? Sorry, John.
I am
Sorry.
feeling better today, though. I'm sorry.
You,
I'm
you
done.
do
Go
feel
ahead.
better.
Yeah.
You feel better.
Feel better.
Oh,
Not
that's good
completely,
news.
but
Good
I'm
news.
better.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than a bad back. Well, there are worse things, obviously, like
Yeah,
knife
like
through
people
the
trying to
face.
tell you how
Yeah,
to like.
you
how to
could be
talk,
Mick.
You do it yourself.
What have you been up to, Ken? You've been YouTubing all
Yeah, a
weekend.
little bit. On the advice of Martin Butler, I've relinquished my U.S. citizenship, and I am now a resident of Canada.
I did wonder why that flag was up. I must admit, mate.
Yeah, I didn't realize I lived in Canada, but now I do. So, good day.
Yeah.
So what did Martin suggest you
No, in
leave
his
the US?
video, he did a sticker, my sticker that I sent to Mick because they kept coming back to me. Mick gave me
yeah.
a sticker, so he put it up and he goes, Ken, it's good Mike from Canada. And I'm like, Canada? And then at the end of the stream,
Yeah.
good day in Canada. And I'm like, okay.
I'm sure he'll come on if he's watching.
Well, Gary's watching. I don't know if Martin's watching, but I know Gary's watching.
Yeah. I want to ask you, Henry, because I know you're always busy, mate, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I am busy. Just not totally on lawnmowers,
No, exactly. Well, there is life outside of a lawnmower.
Exactly. There's a lot of things to do out in the yard,
Yeah.
Well, with the wind and everything that we had the past couple of days, I don't own an oak tree in my whole yard or my neighborhood, but I got all oak leaves. It's like, where they all come from,
Yeah. Some parts of the states have had real bad tornadoes and stuff.
Well, they said 70 dead in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
But
it wiped out a lot of things.
Yeah, there was an Amazon warehouse. The roof
Yeah.
fell right in on them and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I hear that they call it Tornado Alley or some such thing.
Yeah.
They always have. So the question is, why do they always build houses in the same place down there? Why don't they build them somewhere else?
Same as in Louisiana, why they get flooded and they just rebuild again,
But if you read the CNN news, they're saying that there was a forklift truck inside going towards the outside, and it whacked the actual main structure building, and apparently trying to get rid of and not trying to get out of the building, and that's what's caused some of the problems in Amazon warehouse.
Oh, okay.
All right, okay. Whichever happens, it's not nice. I mean,
Definitely not nice. No.
I mean, we have Storm Ada and Storm Beta and Storm Charlie, whatever it is over here.
We don't have storms compared to America. They're just dust the wind we have.
When I was growing up, we had weather. It rained. It was windy. That's weather when I was growing up.
That's
I'll
when you had a bad.
always remember Michael Fish.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's famous. It's never. Nothing's going to happen. Everything's going to be fine. Half the flipping country blown down next morning.
He's never been allowed to forget it either, has he?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh dear, excuse me.
Well, I forgot to wear my hat. I look like Mick today.
No, you're not that ugly, John. You're okay.
It's not too shiny, is it?
No, you're fine, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, if I get that ugly, shoot me, please.
I mean, Vince is doing his best to catch up with Nick there, to be fair.
Oh, I always shaving my head.
You shave your head as well?
Yeah, I have to. So if I've got an out at the front, got the solar panel at the front, and the curtain of the doormat at the back.
I get every 6 months. I get it in the summertime. I have 2, and then basically go down to 1, and then literally vice versa every time. You know what I mean? So whenever it's cold or hot, I don't like it when I'm cooking a Christmas dinner. You don't want a hairy beef.
Bear in mind is none of you all the same, but so they don't normally have long hair all my life. Once it gets to a certain length, it starts getting itchy. And you think,
it's like when you grow a beard, isn't it? I mean, the first few days are pretty itchy, to say the least.
But that's how some blokes get you. So you get a nice beard, you see, get a nice lady instead.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, there's 37 people watching us at the moment, guys. That's amazing.
How many thumbs up you got?
Oh, I don't know. I can't see.
26 on my side, and I can't see. I'm not refreshing it.
Oh well, all are welcome.
How many people are allowed on the stream? Anyone?
26.
No,
As in-
six people only, and I can allow 100 people on mine.
Yeah.
I love
Because
this.
if anybody wants to come up and I can drop down for a bit. it's quite-
Do you only have room for
27
six?
thumbs up.
Conquer.
Yeah. I can drop down.
I'm sorry.
I need
Yeah,
to,
he only has 6. Yeah.
I'm going to put the tiddly peeps to bed and then come back on in a
Yeah.
bit.
Okay, Vince, good to see you,
Oh,
mate.
Okay,
that
mate.
got timed out.
Take it easy,
Take care,
Vince.
Vince.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, John, I missed what you said, mate.
No, do you only have 6 slots?
Yes, that's all. Yeah, I don't pay for
Alright.
the extra. No.
Well, put me down. Let somebody else, one of the more popular ones,
But,
pop up
hey,
here.
Conquer, before you do that, go back up to one of John's comments, right-click, and make him a moderator.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Yeah, where are we?
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
need to do something.
Yeah, that way our friend can't time him out.
Yeah, thanks,
Well,
Gina.
I've got
Appreciate that.
Well, I've got about 5 minutes basically. And I've got to toddle off to get some cooking put away.
I got to find where you are. The last time.
Anywhere where you see his name, click on the 3 dots.
Yeah, I'm just looking here.
Oh, John's
Look
going to put a
where,
comment in anyway.
I made one where I said yes, Luke, and if I could time him out, it'd be a done deal.
That was ages ago. Yeah, it'd be too far back, and that will be. You need to put
Yeah.
something in again. You know what I mean?
I
Where's
can't see
Scotty?
him at the moment,
He's
John.
he's in the office.
So, no, anytime Mick times you out, every one of your posts gets timed out, but the 3 dots are still there. You can still pick the 3 dots. So you can even go to one of his timed out posts, Phil.
Yeah, I can't find any at the moment. I'm just
Has
looking.
he
here.
typed in again? Are you typing in?
But actually, it takes a lot of fun away if he doesn't time me out.
Oh, I can do it. I got you.
Well, it just means you can't comment, so you have to do an audible. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll keep you on the panel.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Nah, let somebody else come up. We got plenty of people that need to be up here instead of me.
Yeah, I just done you now.
Vince
you
wants to
said
be a
that, John.
moderator as well. Vince wants to be your moderator.
See if you can post now, John.
Hmm. So, has anyone got anything exciting this week to do? This week?
Somebody timed me out again before I was able to post. Can't imagine who.
Is he playing with you there, is he, John?
I think he is.
He's a fucking
Santa's little
idiot.
helper.
Bend
Yeah,
it
Santa-
down.
I want to see making an elf outfit.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah. If it's not me, it says it's not Mick, so there's somebody else is playing City Devils. Whichever.
Uh-oh.
Riley boy was excited with Santa Claus touring
yes,
the
he
neighborhood.
was.
Huh? You see him? He was dancing and everything.
Oh, he loves Father Christmas. He
yeah.
loves anything like that, mate. He's just he can't hide his emotions. Like it all comes out. It's brilliant to watch. I think it's brilliant to watch him. It really is.
That was really cool.
So what they do? They drive around the neighborhoods with Santa Claus playing all the music and their elves. And
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it. They do it where we live here, and what often we do it around this area, at least, is that during the year, parents of younger children, obviously, put some money into that club, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
And then they each buy them those individuals. When Father Christmas comes around, they bought them a present each.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our fire department does that. They take one of the old engines and they put a million lights on it,
Riley.
and for like $20, they'll deliver a present from
Yeah.
you to somebody and have Santa bring it to the door.
Hi, Rob.
Oh, hello, Rob.
Hey, made it.
Hey,
All right.
He's
Yeah,
chilling out at the moment on the sofa.
On
the bed. On the bed. Whichever comes first.
I'm watching Conquer stream on phone, and then I'm watching Gary on telly.
I don't mind. I don't
Dick
mind.
time me
Yeah,
out.
don't
Huh?
you worry, Rob.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. How is everybody? All right.
Absolutely
everybody's good.
fantastic.
I mean, yeah. I put it this way: I'm better than I was this morning, as I was saying earlier on, Rob.
Whoa, that's a fire engine.
That's what we do in our town. We dress up the fire engine, and now if you give a donation of like $20, Santa will deliver a present to a child in that truck,
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
and it comes on with lights and everything. It's pretty cool. The kids enjoy it; they really love it.
Oh yeah.
Kids always like the flashing lights, you see,
Mm.
especially when you got flashing lights down the street and you have to stop your brake suddenly like that because you think it's a police car behind you.
Yeah, and it all goes to charity, so it's for good.
Yeah, but the guys in the services over there in the States, can they do a lot of that sort of thing, don't they? They really push the boat out for different charities and stuff, which is really good, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
No, well, I can't. I intend to have a go at doing this piston tomorrow, and I've got my camera charged up. So I'm gonna have a go tomorrow. So you could have a video coming out of either a machine nearly back together again, or a tirade of bad language. We'll wait and see which is going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I lost the clip. By the way,
nothing ventured, nothing gained, or nothing.
Oh, there you go,
nothing
John. You're
ventured,
back with a
whatever.
wrench, John. You're good.
I lost that clip. That's gone.
All right, thank you.
What's it off that, Conker?
It's this little steel 181. It was C's motor, so I got a new barrel and piston.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but tell them where you got it.
Hey?
Tell them where you got it.
It was posted to me, Ken.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need. I know where. I probably know where he's come from.
But I lost the bloody clip. It went flying.
So what you got to do? File that, chop that off.
Sorry?
You got to cut some off.
Yeah, off the base of the piston. Yeah, there's a clash.
You got a Dremel? You got a Dremel?
Oh God, yeah, I got a Dremel. I'm going to use of it tomorrow. It's,
Just remember your safety gloves. You know what I mean? Your safety glasses as well, and your engineer blue on your glasses. So when you take them off, you know where you put them back on again.
Yeah, so you look like a raccoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember doing that to people in
We
the
used to do
engineering
that
shops?
the tool maker's microscopes on the reticles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
And on the
come
phone
down, yeah.
line, on the phones as well. We used to do it all. Door handles and all sorts.
Well, I got a small stone that will fit onto the Dremel. I'll probably do it because it's only aluminium, so I won't do it at high speed.
You don't have a carbide burr?
No, it's more of it's just a stone. I think. Can't remember.
You got a pink? Have you got a pink stone?
Yeah, it's
on
a
yours?
pink stone in there.
Yeah.
The stone will load up fast, though, won't it?
It will. Sorry, Ken.
Won't the stone load up fast?
Yeah, with the aluminum.
Yeah, that's what
The
I'm
pink's
thinking.
the
I'll
best
run it
one.
slightly slower speed.
Yeah, the pink is the best one to take off the only slightest bit at a time. The pink one.
Oh, God,
if you
yeah.
go for the grey one, it will take the whole lot off.
But just make sure you clean that piston really good because the granules,
Yeah, go
Yeah,
flying everywhere.
Well, what I'll do when I've done it and when I've proved it works, I'll put it in my parts washer. I've got a parts washer I use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of these ones, with obviously got the pipe that pumps out the fluid, and I've got a brush then with a hose on it that will then connect onto the nozzle.
Yeah, Clark, like a Clark one.
Yeah, well, it's like an old brush, but the amount of times I'm washing something, and all of a sudden I've got a jet of fluid flying out because damn, the hose has come off the nozzle.
Only you, Conker. Only you.
And I'm stinking then of gunk. Coming in, my missus like, God,
Steve is here. Hello, Steve.
Steve, how you doing?
Yeah, how are you, mate? Good to see
Hey,
you.
Steve.
Right for Steve. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome, Steve. Good to see you, mate. As always. Well, to see you. See you, mate. At least,
Right.
yeah.
I'm going to have to shoot off. It's 1:45. Thank you for having me up.
All right,
everyone,
Frank.
I'm going back into chat anyway. Anyway,
Spot.
Ken, remember. Go on.
How's the list going, mate?
Which list? We've done it already.
All right, bloody hell.
We've already got it sorted. The only problem at the moment, we've got a slight issue at the moment. We're waiting for people to contact us back
Yeah.
on two of the things. But Ken's going to talk to Ash and we're going to all done. And then we're going to display it onto the things. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we're going to find out the full details. We're just going to find them little bits, you know what I mean?
Oh,
We're going to try and get Henry, because Henry's going live this week. We've got Bill. We got like I say, the Big John's going live this week. And then we got the Vince going live this week and Fix It. You got the whole lot going live this week. You know what I mean?
I better book week off. Better book week off then.
I know. Tell me about it. And then you got Project Man taking over YouTube. You know what I mean? With Del Boy and Rodney. You know what I mean?
Head of YouTube, you mean? Head of YouTube.
Head of YouTube. Yeah, Del Boy and Rodney. You know what I mean?
Oh dear.
If he's head of YouTube, though, what does it make Marty?
Well, it makes Martin. Well, Martin Butler's definitely Del Boy, isn't he? And there's Rodney. You know what I mean? Project Man.
Oh dear.
And you
All
got
right,
Scotty as a what's his name? Scotty as one of the people from the Oldie Fours and Horses. You know what I mean? And you got Ash as well on that one.
All right,
All right,
Sparky.
take it easy. I'll see you in chat in a minute. No worries at
All
all.
the
Take it
best,
easy.
mate.
See you later, mate.
Take care, Spark.
Thank
Take
you.
care, Sparky. See you later.
Look
All
out.
right, who's-
Watch out. Watch out.
Uh-oh.
No, great.
Hey.
Oh, no. You should see what he
Thanks,
would do when he was in the basement, I'll tell you.
Yeah, probably.
You're a bit blue there, Mick. You're all sort of bluey coloured.
Yeah, it's just a
It
lot.
matches. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah. Did you put up they've changed their decision with
Aye.
Lewis, or was that just a wind up? The steward.
Yeah, no, it's been overhauled. Overtaking under safety car rules.
They've not. They've stuck with Verstappen on there.
No, it's been changed. They still appealed the back marker cars. That's still under appeal, but he actually overtook Verstappen on turn 7 under safety car rules.
Yeah, only just in front though. When he apparently.
It's overtaking him, mate. Gone in front.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't worry.
Finally.
If it's right, then I'm well chuffed.
Yeah, I love F1 as Mick knows, but that was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah,
That's
been
what-
overturned.
Never a bit. You winding me up, Mick. I know what you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They've took. Yeah, I thought so. They've left with Vettel.
What was that, Mick?
I'll put you next to your mate. There you go.
Oh, great.
Cheers, mate.
Hey.
Here comes the finger.
Yeah. There it is.
I knew it. Hang on. Let me see what mine shows. Let's see.
Right, I'll drop down, Tom. You've got Steen there, mate. You might want to pop up.
All right, Rob,
Hey.
All right, mate. I've been on anyway. So take care, gents. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate. Good to see you,
Take
Rob.
care, Rob.
Take
See
care,
you
buddy.
later, man.
Ta-ra.
Santa Claus is going to be bad to you, Mick.
I'm not too worried about Santa Claus this year. I've got Mrs. Peter empty my sack out, so I'm not too worried about that.
Oh, no. You're going to get
Can
me
you
thrown
believe
off the
it?
StreamYard.
Can you believe it? Mrs. P finished work, right, and she was working late tonight because they were changing the ward, and because it was dark outside, she rang me up when she left the hospital to walk to her car. Yeah.
Mhm.
As she got home, someone was reported walking around a car park assaulting hospital staff.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah, anybody?
They've actually the site team have actually put out an alert.
Yeah, there's an alert gone out. Someone's been assaulting NHS staff as they're walking back to their cars. Can you believe that?
Just, oh my, what's the matter with these people?
Yeah.
You'd have to whoop somebody, wouldn't you?
You know, it would be a serious can of whoop ass, John. You're quite right.
Oh, yeah.
brother, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
guarantee
Absolutely
you.
right.
A man wants to link.
You
Man
don't mess
wants
with
to
their
link. I
wives.
suggest you don't do it.
Eh?
Don't mess with my missus. Don't mess with my missus.
Oh, boy.
It's all I'm saying, John, is it's 33 inches long and takes 5 shots. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, usually they have somebody assist, anybody coming out of the building to their car.
Well, that's what I
Security
said to Mrs. P. In future, just ring up the security staff and get them dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not right.
He'd probably get a hold of Mrs. P, and he'd be the one calling the law. Come get her off of me.
Oh, hey, not
Really, John's being rude about you.
No, I was being nice. I was actually being nice, Mick.
Oh, was that nice?
God, you got me so wrong, man. My feelings are hurt.
Oh, he's stuffing his face here. Look.
Hello.
Hey, Luke.
How you doing, Luke? Good to see you.
That's
All right.
what we want.
We got 37 in the house with you, Lee.
Uh-oh. He's with stupid there too.
Uh-oh.
He's going to have a sign with 3 ways.
Yeah. You be careful. You're right above him, though, Henry. Be careful.
Oh, he already got me.
I just realised I'm about one of the only ones in the whole chat that isn't a mod. Everybody else is a moderator nearly, apart from me.
You're not a mod?
Let me have a look at where are you, man? Oh,
That's right. You're not.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me do that. Oh, hang on. No, that's Tom out.
Nope.
Sorry.
Look, hey, Luke, I can tell you now, nobody. I'm not a moderator on anybody.
Well, you can come on mine. I'll let you be a moderator.
All right, mate. Thank you. Where are you, mate? I'll put you in there. Where are you?
You can see him. It's under comments. Mendit Man was timed out by Mixed Motors for 300 seconds.
I got you. There you go.
Well, I'm in here. I don't go on the chat while I'm in here, so it don't make any difference.
Feel your pain, brother.
You're
There
very
you go,
blurry.
Luke. You're
You're
done,
very blurry tonight, Mick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
It's a camera. It's just a camera. I think that's all it is. I don't know what happened to me. I got a spare camera in somewhere, but I think someone with very small sausage fingers have been over his corner. A little muck about. So I don't know where it's gone.
Wonder who that was.
Yeah. I thought it was my eyes, Mick, after this morning.
Hey, Conqueror, won't you bring Steve up and drop me out?
There's nobody but Facebook.
No, stay where you are, John. I'm not finished mucking with you yet.
Oh, good. That'll work.
Hey, how about that then, Mick? I got 40 in the house.
There's good numbers on the streams at the moment. I had 52 the other night.
Yeah, it's great. Good stuff. I'm always waiting for people to ask me technical questions, like.
Is it just me, or is the glare blinding anyone?
So it ain't a very good picture, Mick. It must have been a bit blurry.
Can you keep poking me, son? You know what's going to happen, don't you? I know what you're on about, sausage.
Mick's camera looks like a video on YouTube from about 2004.
Look, it's just a standard. It's just a standard camera.
He wore out his camera.
You wore out, Mick. Yeah.
No, I had a spare camera here, but I think Mr. Sausage Fingers has been in here.
Making all those after-hours videos.
Are you using the Integral one at the moment?
Yeah, it's just a laptop one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not very good, are they?
That's the one I am, but if your laptop isn't quite new, I think they're not that good.
I don't know. My laptop one looks great.
Hey, now look at that. Look.
He's been.
That.
Trust me.
It's hard.
Who said that?
It's
powered by Tecumseh.
See,
he gets playing.
He gets all gobby in the chat. You wait till next week, Vince.
I was trying to work. I think it's me being a bit thick here, but what does the VOMS stand for?
I don't know that.
Oh, dear.
Other people might, but I ain't got a clue.
British mower.
Vintage Lawnmower Society.
Vintage
Lawnmower Society.
I don't know.
Vintage Lawnmower Specialist.
I have no idea. I don't know what it stands for. It's I was like Mick. He can put Sir in front of his. I put JP behind mine. Anybody else got any letters? Ken must have some after his college stuff.
What's that? Yeah, I got a few.
Yeah. What annoys me, you have to pay to put them up. To be associate and all the rest of that old nonsense.
I got ASBS and ME. I mean ASBS and MBA.
There you go.
He got them for back of a cornflakes packet, didn't he?
Thanks for informing us, Stella. I'm just listening while washing sweaty socks and knickers.
I thought you were at work, Stella. I didn't know you worked in a laundromat.
Vinny's little model shop. I don't know, Dirt Rider. I'll wait.
I
I
thought-
might not. I'm not gonna try and do it until I know I'm well past.
No.
Oh, Luke, you're
I thought Stella was a
you're
pole
well past
dancer.
it, mate. Luke, you're well past it. I told you that before. Well past it.
What kind of models does Vince do?
Little ones.
No, I mean like models. Or what is it?
Miniature ones. You can't see them.
Can't see it that big.
Well, out of a piece of rice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps he'll let us know.
I'm surprised Mick didn't say Stuart once.
Oh, make a model of
Well,
Stuart.
I tend, Luke, to try and not wind people up and get involved in stuff. I tend more just to sit back in the ground.
Well, you're failing miserably.
Dear, oh dear. I was seeing, see all those mowers in your shop there last night, Meg. It's a busy shop, you could call that, isn't it?
I've got a spanner
Yeah,
now.
did really, really well. Did really well come. I've got to go back up after Christmas to go and see him and pick another 8 or 10 up, I think.
Cool.
Plus all the cylinders, all the side covers, cogs, and all that as well. There's about, I think, all the Atcos. I think there's about 5 that need bits, but he's got all the bits for them. So yeah, well happy.
Why did he
Seriously,
actually
in the money this year, if I can tell him.
Why did he actually collect them all? He must have a bit of a problem collecting that many. An addiction.
He's not got a problem at all. What happened was he had 2 boys. He lost his first son to brain cancer.
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying, and then the
then-
other one accident, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he lost his first son to brain cancer, and then lost his wife to mental health issues because she never got over the loss of her first son. So she was in a care home for 13 years. And she passed away, and then his oldest son, who is mega intelligent and just right up there, he built sports
Like me.
cars from the ground up, serious sports cars. No, Ken, nothing like you, mate. He's way above you. He built serious sports cars for the wealthy. It took him like 3 years to build a sports car, and from hand. And he passed away in New Zealand after hitting an all slick on a motorbike.
Oh dear.
So he's because he's on his Jack Jones, no family at all, just to keep himself busy. So he's been doing lawnmowers, motorbikes, and sewing machines, vintage sewing machines for the past 20 years.
So obviously he didn't want to sell any of them when he'd done them.
Yeah,
Did he sell any
just
of them?
collecting it. Have you seen them? Have you seen the motorbike? I don't know. Some of you.
Yeah, I have
Some
seen
of
them.
you may
Well,
have
we
seen
looked
it,
at
some
them
of
the
you may
other
have
week on Conquer Stream.
Yeah. Mick, you showed us didn't you show us the sewing machines one time? I think you showed us one of them.
So again, Ken.
You showed us the sewing machines, the antique
What's that?
sewing machines.
We were looking at them, weren't we? We were looking them up.
Yeah, like the old
Let me
Singer
show you the
something.
motorbike.
I've just been outside today trying
Yeah.
to sort out, and I was thinking, oh, the rubbish I've got needs to go.
Where's the motorbike? I got it here.
Oh, is this a sidecar?
Further down.
Was it BMW? Was it BMW?
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
one the sidecar. That's right. Yeah. The white one, or which?
No, that's
Oh,
Ken.
there we go.
Um,
Hey, you know he loves me if he has my picture on his phone.
Ken.
That's just to
I
remind
print
you.
I print that off every
things are
day.
really down. You can look at that and say, not so bad.
I print that off every day and put it in front of the fireplace. It keeps right away from the fireplace. Yeah, here's one of his He had about 16 motorbikes. This is the only one he's got left now. BMW.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh yeah, we looked at the sidecar that time.
16. He still didn't have as many as Gary.
Yeah, I love that sidecar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call them bullet sidecars, don't they?
Yeah, it was a German brand. We looked it up. Was it Stutt or something like that? What was the brand?
It was.
name?
I remember we did look it up
Yeah,
a few
looked
weeks
it up,
back. didn't
yeah.
we?
He reckons. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give away any sort of delicate information. But he reckons it's worth 35 upwards.
Oh,
Is he
yeah.
going to auction it? Is he going to auction it then, or
It's not for sale.
no? He's keeping it in a minute.
It's, he says because if he sells it, he wants to sell it. He would rather give it away. He'd rather give it away so it's safe for prosperity, even rather than selling it to someone who's just going to make.
But he can't
30
donate it
grand
to
on
a museum or something.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He's a really intelligent man too. Really super intelligent. Well, he said to me when he told me those mowers.
I'll see you
He said,
down the
"You've only
bit.
got to
I'll
sell
see you,
one.
mate.
You've only got to sell one, and you've got your money back. I know exactly what they're worth, but I just can't. I can't do these anymore. So he's
So a bit of a philanthropist.
He's done me and Peter a right favour, without a doubt. Got to sell one each, and we've got our money back.
In the basement.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. I think he was saying that his missus, she didn't eat for 18 months. Didn't eat any solid food for 18 months at all. Nothing. So it was bad, but he's doing okay. He's doing okay now, and I went up there and had a chat with him, and he invited us in for a cup of tea. Me and the old man, and we sat for 45 minutes, looked for some photographs with him and what have you, and had a nice, real nice fella.
Yeah,
Are we gonna see your dad on a video getting them, or didn't you do one?
Yeah, my pop is that video is uploaded, and you won't. It doesn't say. He's not a man of many words.
No.
And when I put a camera, we put that bloody thing up for boy, like you would. But I think he forgot about it at the time. I had to edit a few butt scratching and whatever going on. So he's on the video. He don't say a lot, but he's on there. So well happy. I managed to get all the Atcos in the shed yesterday. They're all lined up. So I've got them all in there.
In your shed, your work shed.
In my workshop, but all in there. I have to take them all out to work, but they're out the rain. So
I want to see your dad whoop you when you smart off.
Say again.
Said I want to see your dad put you over his knee and whoop you when you smart off.
He tried that one. He tried that when I was 16 years old. That's why I leave home.
Hello.
It didn't work then. It won't work now.
We got there, Henry. Chris?
Yeah.
Mixed nuts.
You eat them with the wax.
I tell you something. It's always about nuts, that man, isn't it?
Yeah.
It ain't nut wax.
You're right.
It's nuts.
Mix nuts.
Crunching on mixed nuts.
Oh my God. Conquer, you got somebody in the basement, Conquer? What?
Actually,
John,
Conquer. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Sorry, Rob.
I'm thinking of you.
John, you said
say
something.
I lost you, Mick. Say it again.
Yeah.
I'm just
Sorry,
saying.
do you
John,
say something?
I was just thinking about munching on mixed nuts. That could be your new sticker I'm going to send you.
Don't send it to me. Send somebody else. Oh no, I'm good. I've got my sticker.
Yeah. We run out of wall space there.
Yeah, if anybody wants a sticker, let me know. I'll cut it up into about 100 pieces and send everybody one.
Yeah, make a puzzle out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah,
John.
I'm disappointed, Conquer. I thought you were going to come up tonight saying you'd done that piston and it was all rotating nicely. You ain't done nothing yet.
I've had a bit of a rough day, Luke, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
You did not have a rough day. I rang you up late morning, and you was as rough as old boots. You like that. You were this morning. You were hanging.
I was not good, mate. I wasn't good. No.
You was hanging this morning.
He must have went with Scotty. Scotty was a little.
Yeah, he'd had a few, hadn't he?
I did like Ken's
you get to the point that you can either breathe or talk. You just can't do both at the same time. And that's the situation I was in.
Who's in the basement, Conquer? You got somebody
Okay,
in the
mate, I'll
basement?
drop it down for a second.
Leave him where he is.
Who's down there?
No, I'm sure it's somebody much more important than I am.
No one's more important than anybody else, mate.
And until you get to Christmas streams.
There's our Vince back. Look, there we go.
You lose Mr. Gravelly voice for Mr. Squeaky voice. Cracking cheese there, Grommy.
Did anybody hear my stream on next Friday, Chris stream? You've got to wear something festive, like a jumper, scarf, or hat. To get
Oh, no, I couldn't get on your stream last
No,
night.
It was hard.
no, I need to. I need
It
to
was crowded
I
last
need to,
night.
A festive
I must,
banana hammock.
I must subscribe to your channel. I'm not getting notifications come through. That's probably why.
Aren't you? Oh well.
So presumably then, if
Here's it, I-
we don't wear a festive something or another, you're not allowing people up. Is that right, Lou?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You want
I've
to
got
be
something.
I'll put the drumsticks on the ears and come up with a
But
turkey.
I have already had someone say tinsel hanging from their tassel. I said no, that is not allowed. And what else? And then I said mankini, a festive mankini isn't allowed either. I can't,
Definitely not allowed.
stoop that low. Basically anything. A jumper just gets you in because you'll just see it. Jumper and above. What you want to wear below that jumper, as long as you keep it hidden, it's up to you.
Oh, we get two turkey drumsticks and come in as a turkey.
Yep, anything. As long as it's not classed as rude.
I sort of preempted that you were going to do something like this, and I went out and bought myself a nice little number that I can wear.
Well, if you want to sport that off, you come in after the stream, and then I'll go, and then anybody who wants to stay can stay with you, and I will say nothing.
No, I'm going to wear that. I'm going to wear that at the beginning of your stream. I'm going to sit in your basement until you bring me up. I'm going to let everyone know I'm in the basement, and you won't let me up.
Twerking. Twerking.
Yeah. Twerking and doing lunges.
If, by the way, guys, if I suddenly, if I suddenly disappear, guys, we've had 2 power cuts this evening. So just to let you know, just in case I suddenly go, we've not had power cuts for years.
Have you got weather then, Conk, have you?
Yeah, you got bad weather.
Up a bit there, Mick. Sorry, mate.
Have you got bad weather?
No,
we're
not really. No, not at all. No, not at all. I mean, the first one today only lasted a few seconds, literally, and then the tea time tonight, about 6 o'clock, it went off. Then for it's literally only minutes, but of course it messes up all the timers on the central heating boiler, the whole damn thing, like And
Mick,
so much going on.
Mick, you've had an invite. Rob says, "Hope you're wearing that on his." So that's before mine. So get that little fantasy over.
It's a mankini.
He actually bought the same outfit.
I just don't want even to think about it, to be honest with you. You got to remember, I've seen them in
Sorry? You know when you fix that bloke's trimmer, the big one?
Yeah.
Did he actually show you how it worked? Because on your videos, you need to know how the head spun.
He phoned. There's another story this morning. He phoned up this morning. I didn't even answer the phone. I was incapable. And he said, "Can I come and pick it up?" And Anne said, "Probably not a good idea. He's busy this morning and watching the Grand Prix this afternoon." She lied really well for me. So he still hasn't got it. It's still out there now. And actually, that's a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah, he was wondering if the head was.
Can't you give him that FS38?
Hey, Jack, you can throw me down. I got to hit the bathroom. Throw me down.
All right, mate, no problem.
Oh.
Look what Steve put on there.
Yeah.
Damn it, Nick. Why does April keep sending you gifts?
She does. You just keep every week. It's something she sends me every
Is
day.
in the is Steve in
which
the
is weird because
basement?
Which is weird because Henry tried sending me gifts, but he always turned up at his own house. It's really weird.
I changed that.
Conker, just think you repair these things for people and they're paying customers.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you're doing them, and if they saw these streams, just imagine what they would think. If you bring in the little pieces in.
It's all the show, really, Luke. I'm a highly intelligent man. It's all the show.
We know how it's all scripted, isn't it? It's all scripted.
Absolutely, yeah. I spend all.
Yeah.
By Gerard Wiley. Remember him?
There's no such thing as a stupid question. I was taught that years ago.
Well, I beg your pardon, but you've been to my shed 3 or 4 times and you've asked several stupid questions.
Oh, whoa.
Hi, Crypto.
Oh. Name one. Go on, name one.
What's in that tin? That's the stinky fish you're eating. What's in that tin? That's the stinky fish you're eating.
That's a stupid question.
But we don't know whether
He's gone.
we don't know. It could all be scripted. It could be Mick phoning Conker for advice.
You never know.
No.
You never know. It's our little secret, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, why should I, Conk?
No, I always seem to end up with.
Okay, so
Hang on a minute then. If it's Mick Mick phoning you,
then.
why does Mick always have to keep ringing your show to say this?
You're asking for more advice, Vince, you see.
So if that's the way it goes, then what I will do is I will now stop answering any of Phil's calls or video times in, and we'll see how well he gets on. Let's try that. Then.
No, you won't, mate.
He'll just have to watch more YouTube videos.
I'll be timing it. See how long the blue light starts flashing past your window. Oh, Conker's on the way to hospital again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It could be
we've all been there. We've all done bits and bobs and put things down. And where's that gone? You know what I mean?
Oh, always losing stuff.
I'm a Mick fan. Not about tidying up. Leave it where you find it. You know what I mean? All these people that make it look like a surgery. I think.
I should be able to find about 26 C clips, 12 spanners, a torch. I've never have found that damn thing. Spanners, sockets. I even lost a dog once in there. But,
I got a screwdriver I lost and I never have found that. I don't know where that went. I really don't.
Well, I'm convinced. I had one of these torches, with a magnetic end, like a telescope. It was really useful.
Oh, yeah.
I've lost that. I'm convinced it must have gone in the rubbish bin, but I can't find the damn thing. There's a fairy out in my garage that likes to hide things. Oh, there we go.
I can't see past it. Yeah, I was on about the VMS. I used to help with a little modelling thing, when they do all the scenes and that for TVs and stuff like that. Well, they used to make them out of wood and then blow them all up. Well, a friend of mine down the road, me and him used to build them up and then send him down to them for him to blow them up. And where Doctor Who, like Cybermen guns and stuff like that, used to make all them sort of things as well for the BBC.
Was this for the TV people themselves?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like the intricate bits that used to stick on. Sorry, Mick. Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long day.
And then,
it's been a long day.
My eyesight, because you're looking at things so close, your eyesight starts going after a few years. So you have to pack it in.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, by the way, Mick, how did the blind go up? All right.
Yeah.
Blind? You've been fitting a blind?
Yeah, the dog wouldn't keep still, but you eventually going up there.
Yeah, right. It ain't that, but I tiled all her bathroom floor, ceiling. I'm not ceiling, the walls. Artexed it, and coving up and done a lot. She wanted these blinds. I had to drill through. It's like drilling through tiles. Drill through the tiles, put the blind up. Yeah. 6 months later, she wants 2 new blinds, but roller ones. So the brackets are different. That was Nana. I could have punched her straight in the nose.
Lock her back in the bar.
Bloody
so what? You got holes in different places now. So you've had to move the brackets, and you got the holes now.
And tight ass. She won't spend 30 quid to get them made to measure. No, you've got to buy one that's about 3.5 mil too long, isn't you? So you got to cut it.
What do you mean? Is it too wide, Mick? Is that you say too long? Is it too
Yeah.
wide? Is that what you're saying?
They're too long, by about 3.5 mil too long, isn't it?
No.
Could have got them above throat like that. She's all right. She's all right. It's all done now. She's
Oh, that's
happy.
the main thing.
It's only so people can't stare in there while she's having a shower through the frosted window. It makes no difference. She's in there on TikTok anyway, giving it all the big one.
Is that Nan?
74. Yeah.
He's like William tonight with his
He's all right.
internet
Yeah, all
and
done.
camera.
I think it's because we've got Joshy upstairs. He's probably pew on killing zombies.
Yeah, as soon as the gaming machines go on, that's it. You're like you
They're
stream.
quite a drain, aren't they? They're quite a drain when you're playing online. Yeah.
I've got Marty upstairs.
he's
I
up
mean,
there
one's on
killing
the Xbox,
zombies
the
and-
one's on playing Minecraft. So I've got the dregs like the phone, the iPad that doesn't work properly.
You're very clear though. You're really clear.
Well, it's the Samsung one, the one just before the new one came out.
Josh has got one of these. Josh has got one of these.
Oh, the virtual thing.
Virtual
Yeah,
reality. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them now. So not only is he screaming and shouting, he's now jumping around the bedroom like a loony. So the other day he was killing zombies. I don't know what he's doing. He's in there punching and all this old malarkey. So I sneaked in there, quiet as a mouse. He's got headphones on. I sneaked in and I grabbed his ankles. He shot about 15 feet in the air.
What you want to do is like go up there one day and take like an empty plate up and say, "So what's that?" So that's your virtual breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that. I remember my lad was a boy, about 8-9 years old. We went to a place down in Cornwall with one of these big screens. It was doing like a ride, and you stand there, and obviously it's like you're actually there. It's a virtual screen. I always remember watching him. He's hanging on to the bars, and this thing was doing a roller coaster, and he literally fell over because he was compensating for it. You know, the poor little devil. God, that's the years ago.
Those things could be dangerous. Yeah.
We went to Alton Towers once, and we went in when our daughter was quite young. We went into this ride thing, and what happened? You sit down like in church pews type things, but the room moves round, so it feels like you're upside down, and it's it's really and it really quite jerky when it's doing it as well, and it just totally froze.
Was it in that castle? It was like a haunted mansion. It's called, isn't it? Yeah, I've been in that one.
It totally froze you. Yeah.
Yeah, but all you have to do is close your eyes, and you're out of it again.
Yeah.
It's a visual thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Clever how they do it.
I mean, I've never done any of the big rides. I must admit, I'm not good on those.
No, I'm not. I'll feel sick for the rest of the day. And I'm not queuing up for an hour at Alton Towers to get on one of these rides. I go on.
No. I mean, I used to play in a brass band. We went up to Blackpool, I think it was, to do some contest or whatever. I don't know. And I can't remember if it was before, during, or after. There was some of the younger girls in this was some years ago, in the band who went to this fairground place and took me along with them. And they did the roller coaster thingy, you get in there and it goes up, down, round, upside down, all that nonsense. So I said, yeah, all right, I'll go on, but I'll sit in the middle of the train, so I don't be anywhere in the front or the back. So we all got in and sat down, off we went. The thing started off, and the first 3 carriages went in front of us, and I was left sat in the front of the next one. I couldn't breathe. Hello, dog's coming out. Oh, it's Mrs. H. Yeah, I always remember that. So I've never been on one since. Mrs. H should go on any of them, but
I did go on the Nemesis.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Not more. Laura likes them.
You know the Nemesis.
Mm?
You know the Nemesis
I
ride.
can't believe Conker. You only had 2 pints last night, Conker. Is that right?
I got a dose of dog. Sorry.
I got a dose of dog for a medicine.
Give her a medicine. Oh my gosh.
Dog's got a sore ring.
Literally.
The Ring of Fire. Johnny
Yeah, just a bit. That's a conversation starter, isn't it?
Yeah. They have to do the old gland thingy.
I mean,
Oh,
vets
yeah.
do that. I mean, now there's a job for you, isn't it? Eh?
Good girl. Now, give her.
Yeah, I've got 2 Springer Spaniels after that regular.
Mm.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be a vet. would you?
Does Annie have to do does Annie have to do the same to you, Conqueror, once a month?
Yeah.
Only when I'm lucky.
Yeah. It could be arranged. Mm.
When she tells me get off the bed afterwards, get off the bed now.
Get off your hands and knees now. Assume the position, they say. Oh, dear.
Yeah,
So,
Bruce
so you were saying, Conk, you only had 2 pints last night then?
Sorry, two talking. Say again, Mick.
You were saying, Conk, you only had
Yeah,
2
just the
pints
2
last night
pints.
then?
All right, Anna.
That made her laugh.
About 22.
You didn't really conquer.
I was a bit slow this morning.
This morning?
Oh.
Nick found that I could barely sling 2 words together. Yeah.
I, on the other hand, was up at 9 o'clock this morning, having gone to bed at 3.
Conquer,
Yes.
Conquer told me you may have been up at 9 this morning, but Conquer told me you was up on the dining room table at 2:30 this morning.
Yeah.
I got put to bed at 1:45, didn't I?
Put to bed.
Oh, about 2:15.
2:15. That's why I feel so rough.
Yeah,
So what time did your friends go? What time did your friends go then? About that
5
time.
o'clock.
About 2:15.
Yeah, they went off about 2:15. It was a real
yeah.
right on session, like, you know. It was good though, nice evening, wasn't it?
Lovely. Yeah.
Food was superb.
It was actually.
Steak and kidney casserole with dumplings. Oh.
Right.
There weren't no C clips in it, were they? Or anything like that?
Yeah.
There's that missing C clip.
Any secrets from my engine I keep losing.
Oh, yeah, well.
Your steak pie. There's that
Those
C clip
crunchy
all the
bits
missing.
were. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I've done that with this jacket. I put things in my top pocket, think that's important. I'll keep it. In fact, I've got stuff in here still now. Should have a competition. What's in your pocket?
You put yourself down, or does it drop you down?
Yeah, I just reset my stream. Just reset my stream, see if it.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I was just worried about we might get power cut again, but it seems to be all right now. Touch wood. So, yeah, oh well, never mind. We always got the torches handy now. I got my generator. I kept all the neighbours awake the other night when we went off at 9 o'clock in the morning, came on at 3 o'clock the following day.
We seem to be all right here. We don't really get them. We don't really get them
Not like
very
you live in a
often.
posh area, mate, is it?
We haven't had power cuts here for years. It used to be quite bad out here because we're a little bit out in the country.
Did it?
Yeah, I'm quite way out here.
When the power went off.
No, so it was known for power cuts out here some years ago, but
Come on, Rosie.
whatever. Of course, last time was the big storm we had.
When the
Halloween.
when the power went off, Conquer, did it remind you of the Blitz?
Sorry, say again, mate. Say again.
You heard me.
No, he's
I
glitching.
said when the power went off, did it remind you of the Blitz?
Cheeky.
No.
Did it bring back memories?
I'm too
Were
young
you
to
like running down the
remember
garden
that.
to get in the Adrian shower?
Mick, you're just getting over bonfire night, you know what I mean?
Oh dear.
Speaking of Second World War, night, Nana.
Night, Pauline.
No. Don't forget, close your blinds. Close your blinds, love.
And the missing bits.
If she comes down and says, I've just pulled them and they fell down.
They probably will, to be fair.
You just tell us a nice nighty, Mick.
She's a liability.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a really bad connection going on at the moment, mate.
I can hear him upstairs. Up there now. He's up there now getting all the big one.
Yes.
Dad, the zombies are attacking us again. Shut up.
So what have you been up to, Lou? I didn't ask you the
I
other
don't know
day.
what's happening,
You've been
what?
busy or just
Me,
doing all the StreamYards all the time?
Yeah, no, I've been getting on with stuff. Fixed the chainsaw, that's done. I've done a video of that. 52 segments I've had to sort out to do that. But it didn't take me very long actually, because I'd recorded a lot of non-starting bits, so I could delete them quickly. Not actually the saw not starting, actually me filming and making a mess up. So you know, I've reorganised it. I've got the second. I've just done one mower ready to sell next year, so I've got the second one in there now. That'll make quite an interesting video because it's one of them Honda rollers and it judders. When you put the drive on, it judders before it takes off. And so the gearbox has got to come out of that. So that'll make a good video because the whole rollers have got to come off from the gearbox.
I still haven't looked at that Honda yet. You know, I was on about the guy gave me 5 mowers. You want that Honda back? You know, I keep thinking, I'm going to have a look at that. And I've done a few, apart from the little kitchen and them, the kid. I keep like, I'll go for a classic engine. It's better, Briggs and Stratton. I'll look at that later, and it's still sitting there now. Probably will by next spring.
Yeah, I got 6 or 7 like that there at the moment.
I like taking the gearboxes apart. I like it when I've sort of caught up with everything else, and you can just concentrate on that. At the moment, I'm a bit like Gary Butler. I've got 3 or 4 things going on at the same time. So there's one thing there half done, one thing there half done, and yeah. And I'm doing the scooter engine.
They tend to want to come and have a look what you're doing. Like I'll make little Riley, but unlike being helpful like Mr. Riley, mine just say, "Oh, I'll just take. Oh, where's that spanner gone?"
Oh, I'm all right with that. My daughter, she doesn't ever come to the shed, and my Laura will only come if I say, "Can you fit?" Because sometimes I get her to film it because it's hard to adjust the tripod. Sometimes when you're trying to do something, it's easier if someone else can hold it because you have to keep changing things at different angles and that. Yeah, and the scooter engine, I'm doing that in between, so that keeps coming on the bench and then off the bench, on the bench. I want to get that done over Christmas. I want to get that done.
So what's the problem with the gearbox?
The gearbox on the mower.
Yeah, what's the problem with that then?
Well, it's common on the Honda sort of Pro gearboxes. You put the drive lever in, and then it judders, and before sometimes they don't take off at all, but they're judders, and then it starts. I think I know what's wrong with it. There's a little dog clutch in the gearbox.
I was going to say, it sounds like
it needs a new one. I think they make it that's the softest part of metal in it, so that goes.
Yeah. You have to put one part in your gearbox, and there's always one part in your gearbox that's got to give, so it saves the rest of the gearbox.
Yeah,
so it's usually the smallest gear.
But what I do with them, some people, it might be controversial on the video because some people disagree with what I do. But with them gearboxes now, my thinking is they've got oil in them. You get a leak on them gearboxes, what happens? The oil's thin, go straight out. Well, I use this very oily type grease in them. It's grease, but it's sort of
oil in
between. So I pack it with that instead because grease isn't going to fall. If it gets hot,
it's like
grease isn't going to fall out the same as oil, is it? So it's more likely to stay in there. So that's what I always do. And
also when it starts warming up, it wouldn't take so long to liquefy.
Yeah, that's my thinking. And I spoke to someone that's quite clever with these sort of things, and he suggested this grease, and so I bought a couple of them, and I'm going to put it. And also,
like an engineer's grease, isn't it? They put them in. It's like they put them in like machines and that, the big cutting machines and other machines.
I'll show the grease on the video what I use. I think I sent a picture to Pete Froud. He asked me what it was.
Right.
It's not that it's not that nut grease that you're using in there. But that nut grease is quite good.
Henry's using his mixed nuts.
Yeah, Stella, you actually have only got to have it over because they're chain driven. I don't know whether you're because I'm not sure you get the ones with the rollers over the Hondas. Do you get the Honda ones with the rollers over there in the States much? No, really. No, so
Don't mention Hondas to
basically it's a
Stella.
chain, and you just you fill the bottom of the gearbox up, and then the chain drags it round like that. But you can only half fill it anyway because it clamps together. Anyway, but it will be a video coming. And
Cool,
I've done a lot like that. I bought a couple of the Pro Hondas, and both of them had that problem. I put these parts in, fixed them straight away, and they were fine. Yeah, so.
I think Stella's had a fair share of problems with Honda. She's had one camping out on a bench family.
Yeah. It's strange though that they really must have made it for the you didn't have the Honda Pro rollers over in the States. They go for the 4-wheel mower a lot more, don't
Yeah.
you?
Well, a lot of people like yourself who do a lot of gardens and stuff, contractors, are more into rollers than 4-wheelers.
Yeah, I actually use 4-wheelers. I do myself because I've always done it that way. I'm not going to give anybody lines for their gardens, roller lines, unless they pay for them. If they want roller lines, they can pay me a bit more for that. And no one's ever asked. They're happy with the 4-wheel ones, so yeah.
The other guy over the road from me, he's like Mick. He goes out. You know the ones you've got in your garage, you know the Atco ones. This guy polishes his lawnmower every time he uses it. It looks brand new. It looks like it's come off the shop floor, and he puts all the patterns in. You know, you can play chess on it. You know what I mean? It's that good.
Laura's always out there polishing our mowers.
Yeah.
They don't get clean for weeks, but
It's like me. I just mow the grass, stick the hose pipe round it, in it goes. You know what I mean?
well, our ones they get a bit heavy after a while, so you have to have an old blade or something and scrape them off underneath. And yeah.
Well, I do hose them down underneath, but I just don't go into intricate parts. You should do really, but
I've got a few to finish. I'm going to clean them all down, pressure wash them down this time of the year. Then I can service them, put them away for winter.
Well, I've had a couple of remember the old emblems with the horrible Chicumwish engine on them. Don't kick me off. And I don't like the Mountfield engines either. So I've got a load of old Briggs plastic. I've been swapping them out.
Oh yeah.
Because they're more reliable, really. I know the diaphragm's a bit crap on them at times, but
I must admit, I always like to pressure wash anything when I'm working on it.
Are you referring to?
I don't like working on them.
Are you referring to a flatheads, Vince?
Yeah. Your normal.
Fantastic little engine. What are you on about?
There is the carved diaphragm.
I prefer Briggs. I always take the Mountfields off. And
what Mountfield engines are you taking off? What are they?
I don't
SV150.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a 100. Is there a 100 or a 90 or something like that? Yeah, but not much power in them when you're mowing the lawn.
Yeah, they're like a hobby. Yeah.
Is that the Chinese knockoffs?
Yeah, I got Mountfield on them.
It'd be the SV150.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, this is the 100 and 150 as well, I think. But, yeah, they're just not to me. They don't.
SV150 or RV150. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. The RV150. They just don't seem to have that oomph as the other ones do.
I've got an SV150 and I thought it was all right on the mower, but every time I start it, the oil's all right, but it keeps smoking. So I'll probably swap that out. I might even whack a Honda, and I've got so many spare Honda engines, it'll just help sell it a little bit.
So I mean, I'll go out and buy.
I've got one at the moment.
Swap the engines out.
I've got at the moment, Luke. I've got a Quantum, right? I think it's 3 horsepower Quantum priming assembly one. Came in as a non-starter. Timing was thrown, so I put a new key in. Cleaned the carby. Primed like an absolute superstar.
Because sometimes they're a pain, isn't they?
Yeah. Prime's lovely. Got it running after a while. Took me a while to get it go, but I got it to run. It'll run for 15-20 minutes. Absolutely beautiful. Go to shut it off, white smoke out every single time. Every time.
Really?
It's got to be head, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, sounds like it could be. I can't say, yeah, you know.
So, trouble is, if you don't know, it's like when you buy them second hand, if you don't know the hours they've been running and how they've been treated, it's a pig in a poke, isn't it, really?
I wouldn't say it's done. I wouldn't say it's done a great deal. Not really.
Yeah.
But it's not. I've checked the inlet manifold. That's absolutely fine. No cracks in that. Not sucking no air in there.
Mhm.
That's where I thought the problem's coming
What
from.
about the valves? Are
Done
not.
the carbon.
No, it's in the
The
ring.
Well, it's slatted.
The
So
rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you reckon it's ring?
The
I've
rings
had
are
some-
just. It's not wiping enough oil off the cylinder, so you're getting a little bit of residue left on there.
Build up, it's burning.
Yeah, I just sort of judge it when they smoke a bit. I just judge how quick it clears and that, whether it's acceptable or not. Because some mowers just will smoke a little bit. If you just tip them slightly, you get them out the van or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting no smoke on startup. I'm getting no smoke on fire when it's running. But it don't matter how many times you stop it or start it. Every single time you turn it off, bellows white smoke out.
So it comes out when it's turned off, not when you restart it. When you turn it off.
A big
It's after
plume of white
burning,
smoke.
isn't it?
A big
It's
plume of
obviously
white.
what's left in there burning.
A big plume of
It's
white
probably after
smoke.
burning, isn't
The
it?
second you
Heats up.
turn it off.
Yeah. It's like
I think
Henry
that's
said,
it.
it's probably got a build up, it's burning off.
Well, you would have thought.
Trying.
You would have thought if it was rings, you would have thought it'd be a bit of a pickle to start as well, even old. But it's not. It fires straight
It's
on.
probably just a build up on the head.
and
Just like
and no smoke on fire up at all.
No, that's when you'd expect
weird
it to
one.
be cold, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
when the engine's warmed up, it's not so much the rings, it's the carbon build up on the head, isn't it? And the piston. It's probably still hot when it's finished. Burning residue.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant if you start it up from cold and run it for 10 seconds, or run it.
Yeah, usually when you
for
get warm, it's
15
like that,
minutes,
don't
or
they?
run
Yeah.
it.
After
Henry,
the-
Henry, what's your input on this one, Henry?
Well, like I was saying, the rings that wipe the oil off of the cylinder, but he's saying it doesn't smoke on startup. So that's what buffaloes me. The only other thing is that the rings, not the rings, but it's a flathead, so it's got to be the valves.
Yeah,
it's in the
Not
valve
shaping
guides.
properly.
The
Yeah.
valve guides must be a little loose, and that little bit of oil that you know when you shut it off, it's in there. You know,
I'm gonna take the head off tomorrow. I'll take the head off tomorrow, and I'll check the gasket. I mean, I'll check for valve play and what have you. But it's a weird one, H. It's not. It's I'm expecting if I do either the head gasket to be gone or a little bit of play in the valve. But it's not done that amount of work that would concern me. What concerns me is that it would start when I got it, and the timing had been thrown. That's where I think the problem could lay somewhere in there.
It's one of them odd problems that just comes up now and then, which is not very common, is it? It's not very common.
And probably never go away.
It
How
was
about
also
the diesel
massively
private
overfilled.
Yeah,
It was also
is it a
massively
quantum, you say?
overfilled with oil.
Yeah.
Say again.
Is it a quantum? You're saying?
Yeah,
No, it's a
quantum, but it
flathead.
was massively. Yeah, it's a quantum flathead, but it was
An
massively
old one, quite an
overfilled
old one, yeah.
with oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, massively overfilled. So what I might do tomorrow is, before I take the gasket off, I might just take the oil out, put clean brand new oil in, and
It's pooling
give
somewhere.
it
isn't it?
another good run.
Yeah.
See what goes on. It could just be crap oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the wrong grade.
Could be. It's a weird one. It's just weird. It's just people throw anything in lawnmowers, don't they? So
Oh, yeah.
I'll give.
Old engine oil, anything they get hands on. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what?
Yeah, it might even be a machining oil. You know.
Yeah, or anything, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be mate.
Oh,
'Cause
that was
machining oil will do that when you're drilling. You know, it'll smoke like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's just weird. You would expect to get it on fire up, at least something on fire, but it's on fire up is as clean as a whistle. Nothing.
because Laura's mower, the
See
one for
something.
work. Laura's mower, the one for work, is well used. That is, and that smokes a bit on startup, but then you can just smell that's oily smoke, and then it goes, and then you use it for the rest of the day, and it's fine. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is every single time, Luke. Every time you shut it off, bomb, big plume.
how much white
Weird
smoke?
one.
Quite a part.
You reckon it might be a weak spring?
Noticeable,
And
yeah,
we,
without a doubt.
It might be a weak spring.
Eh?
A weak spring. I was watching on Tyrol Fix It All, and sometimes you get the springs on the inlet and the outlet, 2 different tensions.
What the valves?
Yeah.
The exhaust valves usually thicker.
Yeah.
I have known the valves to be a little
in-
loose in them at times when they get old. Yeah, to loosen up a bit.
Until I take the head off, I won't be able to even see it. I won't be able to see the head
No, you
gasket
can't.
or even test any of that.
What do you think,
I'll have a look at that
when you've actually got the head off. Do you have you tried to spray the water trick around the head gasket? Make sure there's no air bubbles or anything coming out. No, it's a bit
Interesting question.
I haven't got that far. I literally got.
Just looked at
I
it.
got
Yeah.
as far as just getting it running, just literally. But as I was giving it a test, I know.
Does it cough and splutter?
Towards
as well?
runs beautiful.
Yeah, so I wouldn't think it's head gasket if it runs.
When I
well.
first
What kind of
fired
engine are we talking?
I reckon it could be a weak valve spring.
Quantum, Briggs Quantum flathead.
What's it doing?
When you shut it off,
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how long you've been running it for, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 2 minutes, 30 minutes. The second you shut it off, plumes of white smoke.
How's the breather? You check the breather? So if the breather disc is bad, it'll do that.
The breather that hasn't got filled with oil.
Yeah,
You said
No, but the breather, if someone
when-
touches it, it may screw it up.
When I first got it on the bench, I couldn't even start it. It wouldn't even start. So I did it. I got it running, and it smoked the shed out. Straight just plumes.
burning off all the oil. Yeah.
Overfilled with oil and everything. So yeah, what I need to do, I need to maybe just change the oil right out, give it a good flush out, and then put fresh oil in, and then go again. It made it. It just seems a bit weird.
I know it sounds a bit silly, but it could be the exhaust still pooling at the bottom, chucking it into the
100%.
exhaust, and coming out that way.
But
He's in William mode at the moment.
Yeah, he froze.
Remember that comedian used to be on the TV? He used to be able to break up his words.
Yeah, you can do that, can't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think the reed valve.
Yeah.
Am I back or are they back?
Well, that's an easy fix, though, isn't it? If it's a reed valve, that's a
Well,
straightforward.
people touch them. You're not supposed to touch them, and if you touch it and it doesn't work, it's like a one-way check valve. If it's stuck in one direction,
Yeah. Depends if that one's got one on it.
it should have one in the little chamber.
Yeah, in the chamber,
Chamber
in the
that covers
yeah.
your valve springs.
Yeah.
Your reed valve. Yeah. And I think on a Quantum, is it that one or is it the one on top? I'm trying to think on a Quantum.
Quantum, I think they just the
So I
cap
think we have a
on
tube,
side,
don't they?
isn't
It's
it?
like a
Behind,
booster tube.
is it behind the carburetor? Yeah, behind the carburetor. There's a little.
Yeah, it should be the
Right.
valve. It should be the valve spring cover. Should be
Yeah.
the reed valve with the little
Yeah.
plastic reed inside, and there's a
Yeah.
little spring in there. And if it's not right, if it sticks, it'll do that.
I've
That's
never
on the-
had the problem. Not that.
I think
Never.
isn't that on the exhaust side?
No,
No, right underneath the carburetor.
right in back of the carburetor, covering your valves. It's the valve cover. It's actually a reed valve that has the plastic hose that goes to your air cleaner. It's a reed valve.
No.
Don't think they got them on there,
Yeah,
have they?
it comes up. It's a hose, the tube with the rubber hose that goes to your air cleaner.
Yeah.
Comes up and goes to the reed valve usually.
Yeah, it could be.
You know,
It could be. It could be if it had so much oil in it that it's just.
Build up.
Well,
Yeah.
if
Trying
you
to pump it all
roll
out.
over and the reed valve filled up, and
Yeah.
now every time you shut off, you have massive vacuum when you shut the engine off, and it'll just pull the oil back in. You know.
There is a little like a
Possible.
sponge on the back of that. you
Yeah,
know.
there's a little green
Yeah.
sponge too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But people
generally never really have to take them off.
No,
much,
and
but,
people
you know.
make the mistake; they touch them, and once you touch those, you screw them up.
I don't think anyone's mucked with it. I think literally, I think he's hit something. He's tipped it up and inspected it. The blade was all out of.
Just flooded all the direction.
Was it the flywheel key? The flywheel key had all sheared, yeah.
Yeah. Just kissed.
Oh, just yeah.
I mean, it could be a valve guide too. You never know.
Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll take a head off tomorrow, have a look at it, and go from there. But
What's the mower? What actually is the mower?
mower? So it's
Just a
nothing
random-
special.
No.
I'll go for the reed valve first, and then at least ain't got to strip anything down, as in heads and stuff. You know what I mean?
Because you must have tons of those laying around, right? You can take one off another engine.
Oh, I have. You know, I like to fix a problem rather than just.
Well, no. Sometimes you stick a little brake cleaner in the reed valve, shake it up a little bit, and clean it out. You know?
Yeah. That's what I do. I fill them up.
Yeah, shake them out.
Yeah, I'll get to the bottom of it.
Well, you sort of wash them out, would you, Henry? You say
Yeah, because that sponge material gets soaked with oil and it just clogs it up.
It's really not a sponge. It's more like
It's a
Brillo.
filter material. It's like a fiber material.
Yeah.
It's
like the breather on a Kohler, that green fiber.
Got them like a green sponge pad things used on
you
your.
have for air conditioning filters. That spun fabric.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Tim. I'm good, mate.
Like fiberglass almost. Yeah.
I'll figure it.
Well, let you
Sure you will, mate. Sure you will.
You do a video on it?
No.
Okay.
I've got far too many videos already done, and I got 35 ATCOs to get on with, so I've got too much to do as it is.
The thing is with the ATCOs,
nothing already, Mick. Those ATCOs, some of those won't need anything to it to them, will they? Apart from a spray up, polished up.
8 of them shouldn't even need touching.
No.
Will any of them sell in the winter, Mick, or no?
Yeah, there's definitely a quiet market for them. You know, if they're not cheap enough, but if they're good money, yeah, people swallow them up straight away, 100%.
I know
It's
here
more the older generation like them, they don't they? Because it's like they're used to it rather than these. I think it does a better cut myself personally, but
it does a much better.
All yeah, but if you've got a bit of a bumpy garden, then I'll go for that. It's mainly for like flat.
The ATCOs actually are surprisingly forgiving for slightly uneven grade. If you've got divots, then it's not a good thing.
Yeah,
but they are.
I did do a stuff with a Kawasaki engine on it. Oh my god! The old guy brought it around. He says, "Can you have a quick look at that?" Because I fixed his son's mower, which was a cylinder mower anyway. And he said I was going to scrap it. I said, "What for?" He said, "Because the throttle's not working on it, and he needed a new carburetor on it." So I done all that for him, and he brought it back. He went, "Still not working on the old throttle." And I went, "Okay then." So when I took it all apart, you know the governor spring, I put a brand new one on, it still wouldn't work. And I thought, So I got one of the Mountfield push rods, timed it all out so it was all perfect. Brilliant. He said, it's never run better in all its life. And I thought, just that one thing probably cost me about 12 quid. You know what I mean? I got something like, probably over engineered it, right? You know, but it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And he said, and he was going to scrap it. And I thought, how much is one of these to buy with a Kawasaki engine on?
Yeah.
20-inch blade, you know what I mean? I'll put my new blade on as well. And, you know, I said to him, that'll last you now. He's 83, something like that. And I said, that'll probably last you now till your next blade, you know what I mean? I didn't say till you die, but, you know. And he's like, yeah. And he says, it always comes back, brilliant job. And yeah, he takes it to a guy near me, and they keep saying, no, it's too old, can't work on it. But the guy cleans it nearly every day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just different regime, different kind of people. And, you know, you say to him, go and clean that lawnmower, there's nothing to him, you know what I mean? Whereas our modern day generation, I ain't doing that. Sod it, put it back in the shed, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, with the older generation, we've lost our, well, most of us have lost our need to do things. We just rely on electronics to do it for us. You know what I mean? Just
possibly, but you know, it's like Conker. You know, if he gets something, Conker doesn't always tend to get nice stuff in, do you, Conker? Generally, you get bags of
bad and bruised.
Yeah,
I get problems. You know, a straightforward service, 15-20 minutes max, job's done. But then you get these people. This chap for this thing I'm doing with, and they brought me in 5 machines. Okay. 5 machines, and every one of them is a crap, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I found them in a dump.
Well, he wants to spend the money. That's the stupid part about it, Henry. But the problem is it's time. You know, and I mean, he's been waiting for these now for the blower. Which he want the blower more than anything else. I think I've had him now for 4 weeks. You know, and he phoned me up a couple of days ago. You know, how's it going, Phil? Well, it's not going well at the moment. I'm waiting for so and so, waiting for this, and then this nonsense started up with this damn thing. Because I thought it could be a straightforward rebuild, you know. Of course, no, it's not. Once I got this sorted out, and of course get another C-clip, and I'll probably put new seals on as well while I'm at it, because it won't do any harm. Put new seals on where it's all apart.
Yeah.
Just while it's there. I'll get the whole thing rebuilt for an evening.
But this whole thing, these mower shops, you know, like the sort of big mower shops now, they won't touch anything. They'll only put a brand new OEM parts on. They'll just chuck that saw. That person, you know, you've got to bring it to people like you or us, you know, to do it. Otherwise, people won't. They won't mess around buying the cheap Chinese pistons because if they go wrong, it looks bad on them, don't they? So they just.
But it does on you as well. So I always say to people, I'll have a look at it, but you know, it might not just be that. That's not what's wrong with it, because I was talked about one of the other streams the other night is they're coming for something to be fixed.
Well, I have done. I've covered my ass on this one because I've ordered an OEM part for it, just to cover my backside.
What, the pot and piston?
Yeah, just the piston. There's nothing wrong with the pot. Just the piston.
Is that a new pot or is it the old
brand
pot?
New, yeah, it's all brand new. Yeah.
Well, you got to be careful when you put that word in with the older parts, because there might be different dimensions.
Well, to be honest, it's like a lot of people say, mate, it's a bloody lawnmower. It ain't a space shuttle. You know, it'll go one way or the other.
It'll go.
Over the head, over the head, in the head.
No, there you go. I saw that. I always saw these. I've never yet had any completely beat me. I've come close. I've had to take stuff up to Mick. That was always been. Yeah, no, we got it going. We found the problem with that bloody Mountfield with the coil gone.
And the web.
And the web, yeah.
And the strimmer.
And the strimmer, yeah. But they all got going eventually. Although the web, the self-drive web became a push web.
So,
and that's the game of the game, isn't it? If they're not running, they're not winning.
So you say that nothing's ever beaten me. So why is it when you walk into my shed, you go, I look at this bloody thing, it's bloody beating me.
It's words, it's only words, mate.
The good thing is to have something else in there, and then if something you get stuck with, just put it to the side. Get on with something else and have a think about it, and then you
everything's a learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was all easy, everybody in the world would be doing it.
Yeah.
But it's a learning curve. You know, every time there's something there to be learned.
I like what Dirt Rider says when they come to you with something like that. You're like, "How big's your paycheck?" or "How big's your checkbook?" You know?
Yeah. Well, I've said
how many times have you given a ridiculous price, and they say, "Yeah, go ahead," and you're like,
"Well, it's very similar to that Titan leaf blower I did the other week, you know.
The one with the stop on it.
Yeah, you know, a simple fix of either a switch or a broken wire is what I was looking for. Maybe come off the coil end or whatever.
I think it'd be obvious, wouldn't you, really? That's the obvious thing.
It was a simple fix, but just took 2.5 hours to do it. You
know,
I had to make like 6 different connections on the wiring. Most lawnmower shops would have opened that up and gone, Nah.
Well, they won't, because 2.5 hours would have been wasted on it. They could have done 6 other lawnmowers.
And it runs absolutely sweet as a nut. It runs, stops, lovely. No problem. But
is that a job? Was you fixing that for someone, or was that yours?
My own.
Yeah.
Well, it came as part of a job lot, which I've got an Echo one, and I've got a Titan. And to be fair, the Titan runs better than the Echo.
Yeah.
It's longevity, though, isn't it? It's like it's what they're made out of, quality-wise.
But
it might run for like 2 years, but the Echo probably run about 5 years. You know what I mean?
But for Vince, just to run around a garden 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 times in the winter.
That's all people want, isn't it?
It was surprised how many people, companies I know who do lawns and all that use Titan gear.
Well, but they use it. They use it because you get 2-year extended warranty for a machine that's worth £110 in the shop. So you use it for the first season commercially, rag the arse out of it. After the first year, they say that's broke. Give us a new one.
Take it back, screw fix, sort it out quick. On your way again.
That's it. Yeah.
I think
on most of those 20,000 numbers, don't bring this back to the shop.
Yeah, I think you'll find those guarantees. The guarantee only covers the original purchase. So if you take one back within 2 years, get it fixed or get it replaced.
So if you That's fine.
But at that price, and you've been doing commercial, you'd have
at
paid for itself anyway.
At that price, if you do 15 lawns a day in the first 3 days, it's paid for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've bought tool before, and we've had a busy day. It could be quite in the summer. It can be quite an expensive tool, and with a couple of days, you paid for the tool. You know, it's just, you know, if you're busy and you're using it to work and it's doing the jobs, it pays
I did an HS45 set of blades for someone a little while ago. I said, "Do you want OEM blades or do you want copy pattern parts?" He said, "I'll just stick some copy parts on there." I put them on there. I think the bill come to around about, with a gearbox service, come to around about 125 quid, something like that. He said, "Cool, that's bloody pricey." I said, "Your first hedge job you're going to go and do today, that will pay for that. The second hedge job you're going to do tomorrow is profit."
Yeah.
So quit your whinging. Do you know what I mean? It's that simple. Isn't it?
If it's a tool, it's worth them spending money on it, isn't it? Because they're getting it fixed. He can't do it if he hasn't got it.
That's it.
He can't do the job. So.
I did a job the other day, and I was at the dealer telling him what I did. He goes, "What did you charge?" I said, "About $100." He goes, "I would have charged $3," because he's a dealer. You know, he's got the overhead and all that stuff. And he said, "You know, we don't even the job that it was somewhat a generator." And he's like, "Nah, we didn't even bother with that. We send them away." I was like, "Wow!" But
yeah, I've spoke to the dealer place where I go to get bits and pieces, and I spoke to them about doing certain repairs. They said, we've never done that. We've never done that because it's too time consuming. They just swap the part out, right? You know, if it's
they just want services and that's it.
Well, they're getting $85 an hour. You know, for them, if they tell the guy it's 3 hours work, that's $250 right there just for the labor.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, come on.
All they want you to do is take it in, have it serviced, probably a couple of blade changes and stuff like that. You know, check the cables and everything, and that's it. They don't want to be delving right into it. Yeah, they don't want to be delving into things because, again, it's time consuming, like Mick says. So.
Yeah, well, the mowers I use, Laurie uses Honda HRX 537. They've got a hydrostatic gearbox on them, and they're aluminium gearbox. And there's a flaw on them actually. I've noticed that there's like a dust cap thing, and that goes along the shaft, and that cuts into the oil seal on the gearbox.
Yeah,
the hydrostatic gearbox loses its oil. It's fixable, but it's a job and a half. In the first
half the side of it down to have a look at it.
Then you have to pour oil in it. Then you have to bleed it because it doesn't work. You've got to try and get as much oil in there as you can. So you've got to get drill on it to bleed it because you can't do it when it's on. And then you've got to fill it all back together with the new seals. It's a quite a few hour job. But it's worth doing in your shed if you can do it in your shed.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your mower. They're worth a good one of them, still worth sort of £400. So
I'm off, Conk. I'll go and give Ryder boy his meds.
Yeah, all right, mate. Good to see you, mate.
Okay.
Catch you later on. Bye-bye.
Take care. I was watching one of your videos the other day, Luke. The BG85. Is it the BG85? 86, yeah. I've got the next one up, which is the SH86.
Oh, they're not much different, are they? They're much the same.
Well, the only thing I find different about that, you know, when you drilled that hole for that tube to get through, I think that's been flagged up, and this next model brought out, they've redesigned the airbox completely.
Yeah, well, I've actually worked on some that does have that hole in it. It actually does, but
you put the O-rings for a seal. You need some kind of seal.
Yeah.
You used O-rings stacked up. I think the factory now uses either a piece of foam or a piece of rubber.
I think that they use, actually, some of them have the hole and they have a grommet in there. So the grommet holds tight on it.
Yeah.
Stops it wobbling around.
Yep. No, but you want it to grab tight because it's going to suck a lot of dirt in there.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
How about a fuel hose? Fuel pipe, the rubber fuel pipe. Would that work?
Well, it all depends on what size the hole is. Luke just went until it fit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I stacked up some O-rings.
Yeah, you're using it as a compressive seal,
yeah.
But we did. There's going to be another video on that because I used that. It was working fine, but that new Chinese carb is struggling to prime now.
Huh.
So I'm thinking, I've had trouble with them Chinese carbs priming before and struggling to prime. So
those Chinese ones always do that. After about a year or two, usually one little piece of dirt or something gets in there and it won't prime.
Yeah,
Not most of them are like that, though, aren't they? They you only need a grain of salt, and that's it.
Yeah,
I've never worked out how they can do it so cheap. When you look at the work,
The reason why I'm asking the question is because when I watch Conky doing his on that SH86 I've got, it has actually got. I'm going to have to change the piston and everything because it's actually scored on the inside. You can see the line. So I thought, well, do I do what Conker's doing and get aftermarket parts, or should I just wait to get to the? Because you can get one from a company, £55 for the whole setup.
How much is the aftermarket?
So again?
Can you get an aftermarket for it?
Yeah,
How much is that?
55 quid he's asking.
What's OEM? About £100? What's OEM?
About 85, I think.
I if it was
For a
around
barrel.
£40, I'd if I'm going up to £55 for an aftermarket, then I'd be tempted to go the extra bit. But
But
if
still,
it,
yeah.
but if I got one if I get an aftermarket for say 40, then I'd probably give that a go. So
Because the other thing I was going to do is bite the bullet and think, do I go into somewhere like eBay or somewhere like that and buy a second-hand one and take the chance that that one's all right and just swap the bodies over? Or say one that's been ragged a bit, you know what I mean?
Is your cylinder, Vince? Is the cylinder that bad with aluminum you can't clean it out?
It looks like he's had something in there. It's scored it.
Is it
Because you
scored?
can
Or
always buy
is it really scored, or is it build up of the aluminum off the
Yeah,
transfer?
it's scored because when it's running, it'll run for about 10 minutes and it loses its pressure.
Okay. Because I know a
Yeah.
lot of times, scoring because of like carbon and all that.
Yeah.
But a lot
You
of
can
times
hold them. Yeah.
when they straight gas it, usually you just get aluminum transfer, and
So
that'll
this
come
one,
right
when I,
off the
when I
area.
drew when I drew the piston down, you
Yeah.
see the scoring. So I squirted a bit of WD-40 in there.
Yeah.
But as I pressed it up, you can see air bubbles just fizzling off it. You know, that's not very good.
well, that's why on every two-stroke I repair on the videos, I take the exhaust off and the carburetor off just to check through the ports, just to see the condition.
on my
'Cause
Christmas
otherwise,
list,
most of the time I just wouldn't bother. They'd be thrown away. I'm not gonna get involved because it's expense, isn't it? all the
'Cause
time?
I'm doing an Echo. Was it a? No, it's a. What the hell is the brand? The red ones. The
Red Max. Right.
Red Max.
Yeah.
And the guy ran it with straight gas, realized it, said, "Oh shit!" But by that time, it had already started to slow down. So there's aluminum transfer. It won't start right now because the transfer, just wiped out the ring. The ring's all stuck into the piston. So I didn't need a cylinder. I just needed
the rings.
Instead of cleaning the piston with a new ring, I just bought a piston and ring for $30, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna put that in. But a lot of times, OEM, if you're buying just a piston and ring, is fairly inexpensive. It's not too bad.
Because what I did a few years back, I've got I use it for work. It's a Steel BR350.
Yep.
And that had the same problem. And when I took the engine apart, the piston had done what you said, but the bore wasn't too bad. So I just got some light sandpaper with some WD-40 on and just sort of smoothed it off. It's been running fine for 2 years, and the piston for that was £19 aftermarket piston, and it's been fine.
How did you clean the bore on that? Did you use like a circular motion?
I use muriatic acid though. I'll take a muriatic acid on a cotton rag with a glove on. It'll wipe it clean. Then a little baking soda and water to neutralize it.
Yeah.
Clean it off because the muriatic will take it right off. If you sand it, you risk doing something with the bore. I like using the acid.
Yeah, I had a little bit of I could put my nail in it as I went around, so I had a little bit of a score. But I just thought nothing to lose here. It's it's going to cost me just for a piston.
I mean, I've gone in there too with a little ball hone, real quick. Just give it a couple of pops.
A lot of the time,
you get one of those little honing things, can't you? Just drop it and then put it back out again.
Yeah. I don't actually think if you sand it a little bit, it's going to make it
not really
out of shape, is it?
It's the rings. It's the rings that make the difference because
they'll compensate a little bit. It's not. It's like Conker said, it isn't a spaceship, is it?
Yeah. No, usually when I put a new ring in, I'll put about 3 or 4 drops of just 2-stroke oil in top, and then
that's what I do.
When I first run, it'll smoke like a bear for about 2 seconds. So.
Yeah, when you put a new piston on, you always want to do that.
It's a shame, really, because it was he's a contractor, the guy who got it, and he says, "Oh, we've already spent how much on it?" I went, "Well, to be honest," I says, "for a new head," he said, "No, I'd rather go and buy a new." Says, "Keep it at your place." He said, "I'd rather just buy a new blower." I said, "Well, go and buy another still," because stills quality isn't as good as like Echo's anymore. It used to be better, but I don't think it is anymore. I think
I
they're
don't
using.
know. I've got an Echo backpack blower, the big one, the 8010.
Yeah.
And it works fine and everything. I just don't think the build quality looks very good. I don't like.
I think they're all getting that way now, just mass produced, didn't they?
Well, a lot more plastic too.
Yeah, I prefer steel, but the thing is, I'm not a massive fan of the steel 4-mix. And if you have the big blower with steel, you have to have the 4-mix. They don't do.
You gotta adjust the valves like every 6 months. You gotta.
Yeah, that's why I went for the Echo one, because you haven't got to, because it's just the standard old two-stroke system.
Yeah. See, my Echoes start first or second pull, steel 3 or 4.
Yeah, and I find with steel as well, they don't like the cold too much. They take a bit of warming up in the winter.
Yeah.
Echo's quicker. Echo warms
Well,
up
they say
quicker.
too, though, in the cold weather like this, let it run for 5 minutes. Do not automatically floor it, because the piston is not round until it heats up.
No,
pistons are shaped like footballs, technically.
Yeah.
And when they warm up, they form a round shape. If you ever measure a piston, it's oval. A piston is not made round.
No. And also, I've noticed this new fuel, since we went to E10, the steels don't like the E10 much.
No.
Other things don't mind, and I'm still using the E10 with. I get through so much that it just it's never in the machine long enough to do any harm, really.
Hey, how much over there? You guys use that Aspen, right? Over there?
Yeah, that's £20 a can for 4 litres.
4 litre. What's that per?
I use Mixed Trick.
Yeah, how much is that a gallon?
A
Just
gallon.
put a bit of high octane in after.
Well, what is our gallon, Conquer? Is it 5? Is it 5 litres?
Is it 5 or is it like 4.3?
It's 4.5 litres per gallon.
So it would be a bit over £20. It'd be a bit over £20 a gallon.
Okay, it's about the same then. All right, it's about the same. Okay.
But I buy that for what I do now. I've bought some Aspen. So when I fix a 2-stroke machine, I've done the carbon that. I use that for a start.
Yeah.
Test it. And then if I've got some left, because I've cleaned all the system out, I'll use that in the next machine, what I've got left. So at least I know that Aspen's been through it. So over winter time, Aspen won't go off where normal fuel could go off. So if I go to sell it in 6 months' time, 4 months' time or whatever, it's been sitting with Aspen rather than...
Yeah.
One
thing I do when commercial guys come into me and want something serviced, I tell them, bring me your fuel. I'll tune it with their fuel in it. Because a lot of times if I use something like that, then they go, oh, it ran great until we started using our fuel. So I always tune them with their fuel. The mixture is just a little bit off depending on what they're doing for a mix and what kind of fuel they use. So too many of them will come back and say, oh, it's not exactly like it used to be. So I say, bring me your fuel. And I'll literally half a turn with the screws.
Yeah.
That's perfect,
Well, I sometimes, when I get the air filters out of mowers, if they're sometimes they're a bit more expensive, in some of the older Honda ones and that, I clean them out in petrol, just put them in a pot with petrol, squeeze them out, because reuse them, because they're all right. And I found out today, I used the E10 in a noodle pot thing, squeezed it out, and the E10 didn't eat into my plastic gloves, my nitro gloves, but the old E5 did.
Huh.
So now, because the gloves all went strange before, all rippled up, and they didn't do that with the E10. So
weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
interesting.
You think it'd be worse being E10?
Yeah, but it's not so much. I don't know. Yeah, because I don't know.
Well, it's like E10 up to E10 because it could be.
Yeah. I was quite surprised because my hand was in the petrol for a while with this glove on, and I thought they'll all ripple up because they all sort of expand and that. And it only did that a tiny bit, and usually...
Is it the same make of glove you're using, or is it just...
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I
buy quite good
you might change your glove or something, make a glove or...
Yeah, but I was quite pleased, actually, because I squeezed it out, because usually I have to get the glove off quick, and then sometimes it's gone through, and I've got petrol on my hands,
I think Phil wants to end the stream.
He looks asleep.
Yeah, I'm getting there now, guys. I've just done over 2 hours now. To be honest, I'm going to have an early night. I think I need to get my head down, if I'm honest with you.
Well, Pro Conquer's got a hangover. I mind you, I drunk a few cans last night and mixed, talking with Mick last night. But, yeah.
You would have thought by now I'd learned my lesson, but
just quickly, Luke, before you go, do you know your poop? How does that do with the fuel, new fuel?
I haven't. I think actually I put a little bit in with that. I think it was all right. Yeah, I think it was all right. I've only been out on it once since I put the new fuel in, but it seemed to be okay. Yeah, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to drain that, and I'm just going to put a bit of Aspin in that as well over winter, so it's just sitting in that. So
I was able to have the Maxi Sport, and I wouldn't mind another one because I think these modern day scooters they're all right, but yeah, I like the old retro.
Yeah, cheers, guys. I'm going to pull it.
Yeah,
thanks for everybody.
Okay, well, there you go. Thanks for having me on anyway.
See you later.
Ken,
Take care,
Vince,
guys.
see you later.
guys.
everybody
Bye,
else, Nick. Thanks for your input in the comments. Appreciate it. I really do. Have a good one.
Vince doesn't realise you can stay on, does he?
Yeah, that's the best part of it usually. And then there were 3.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain. You have to worry about the new fuel and it going bad. You know, you used to be able to just leave